Did you call me a gob on a stick, Mickey?
I did.
I had a present for you. I was going to give you a present tonight. I had a present for you on my
I
shelf
think you
tonight.
should still give it to him.
What, another one?
Shall I give it to him, shall I?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll get it. I'll get it.
Oh, love them.
So, right, here we are. A very, very solemn day today. With the funeral of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, which is finally done. I wanted to watch a lot of this funeral. Sadly, I fell asleep. Just after the cortege. Is it a cortege? No, it's not a cortege. Just after everybody left. Sorry, Tracy.
Procession. No,
Yeah, procession. Just after it left Westminster Hall, and they were marching just before they turned left into Horse Guards, just before the gun carriage turned left into Horse Guards. I had to go back to bed, and I didn't wake up until they were on the Long Mile at Windsor, which I caught. So I caught all the important bits that I wanted to catch. I'm not religious, so I didn't actually watch the service, and I won't watch the service. I don't believe. I'm sorry, but I don't believe in any religion. Well. No, that's a lie. My religion is personal to me, and I don't need to share it with the world. If that makes any sense, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to beat people up with what I may or may not believe in. So it's been a very solemn day, but I've watched it and I thought, good evening, best pal. I've watched it there, and my heart swelled with pride what I did watch, and I've watched the replays now, and I've got a replay running while we're talking as well. So my heart is filled with pride because we did do pomp and circumstance and drill and marching. We do it better than anybody else, and we had representatives there all over the place. So, Tracy, what have you been up to today?
I've been watching the funeral. I'm not a C of E religious person either, but and often my brain tunes out when it gets to the church bits. But I made myself watch the first one, and like because they had the two. There's one in Windsor and one in Westminster. I made myself watch the Westminster one, and I thought it was very good, very solemn. I shed a tear, and just I felt the occasion. And then when it got right to the end, and I don't know what the piece was. If you look it up, that the organ started, and I genuinely thought that they were about to play the music that's at the beginning of a lot of Hammer horror films, because it was that kind of
Fugue in
sound.
D minor, I think that's called.
That's called. And looking on Twitter, I wasn't the only one who thought that. So that brought a little smile to my face at the end there, because I genuinely was like, why are they playing? So I watched all of that and sort of tuned out when it got to the Windsor one, until the coffin started lowering down, and I thought, oh, there we go, that's the last we'll see. And I saw a lot of the royal family members and that shedding a tear and things, and I thought that's that. And I can't remember her name, but the Scottish lady who was doing the BBC coverage, she was almost in tears right at the end of the broadcast. Her voice was wobbling and everything, and so it's going to start me off again, But so that's what I've been up to today.
Okay, well, let's just. I'll come to you in a second, Mickey. I'll come to you in a second. It gives you a chance to think of something to say, because we know you like to take your time. Best pal, what were you doing in London? Tell us what you were doing in London today. Mickey, what have you done today?
Well, I obviously have been watching the funeral. I watched from when King Charles left the palace, all the way through to where I watched all the way up until they took the casket off the gun carriage, put it into the hearse at that arch, and drove off. Yeah. Then I don't know what all the places are called in London.
Wellington Arch. It's on Hyde Park Corner.
Yeah, I had to go and visit my son after that. But do you know what really impressed me about it? And why I watched it for so long is actually the military precision.
Yes.
Oh,
I cannot state how perfect our military were, and those pallbearers, 8 of them.
Yeah.
How perfect they were. They were from the Queen's Troop, the Coldstream Guards. What an honour that must have been.
And the concentration on their faces. They were
Can you just imagine one slip?
Yeah.
One slip from one of them could have been a disaster for the whole thing. And they were impeccable.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. And to be honest, I watched the whole lot purely to watch the military side of it. I did watch all the way through the service. I watched it all. But it's for the pageantry and the military that I watch it. And I actually got to see, I mean, I don't know them now because I've been left so long, but there was members of my regiment in that parade. And that gave the old heart a bit of a pounding, I must admit. Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Okay. So best pal there, he's been in London watching the marching and the coffin driven by. Did you actually get to see it? That's the question.
Yeah.
Did you actually get to see it?
Stand, best pal? Where did you stand, and did you get a good view? I'll tell you, it was considering how close I live to central London, it was like lockdown again today.
Yes, well, I mean, I like to say I watched up until they transferred the coffin and she left for Windsor, and I had to go out to visit my son. As you know, he's got a few issues. I had to go out and see him.
You're his father.
Well, yeah, but he also has mental health issues, which is so I had to go out and see him. And the roads were well, if I saw 3 cars in a 2-mile drive, that was about it.
That's what I mean. It was, you know, the roads were quiet, and I could hear the birds singing, and the only thing that I painted a picture on it. I painted a picture of it on Twitter. Basically, it was like lockdown again. The roads were almost silent. I could hear the birds singing, and one of my neighbours was cooking bacon.
Bacon.
So I opened the window and I was like, and just the atmosphere, and I could hear the stuff going on the TV, and just this atmosphere was just really surreal, really quiet out there. There was loads and loads of sirens this morning, loads of sirens, but that's probably because of the diversions around London that came past me more. And then it all just went after about 10:30. It just hush, and that was it. It was wow, just.
During my drive to my son's, I saw one shop open.
Wow.
And I won't say any more.
Yeah.
Because it's the same people who open on Christmas Day and every other day of the year.
Yeah.
I'm just moving the background about a bit. Sorry, because I've noticed that.
I was a bit. That miffed me a bit, to be quite honest. But there you go.
It's funny, It's funny about bacon. I think bacon can actually solve world terrorism. No, seriously. People who eat bacon don't blow themselves up. It's just one of those strange facts.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that I was going to say. That I am so glad it went off without a hitch. I'm so glad it went off without a hitch. Mickey, you're cutting the top of your head off. Can you sit down a bit? You're cutting the top of your head off. I looked at the world leaders there. You're still cutting the top of your head off. Why don't you see yourself on the monitor?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we cut your top of your head off. If all you have to do is sit down, now you're cutting the rest of your body off, you twat. But now you look like you've sunk. All you have to do is just sit down a bit. Look. Now you look like you've sunk. Yeah.
Mickey, you totally look smaller than me now.
Yeah. I spent all that time making you look the same size as Tracy, and you bloody sunk. Oh. Oh. It's like
all right now.
You've look. Bring your head up to the level of. Bring your head up so you're level with Tracy. All right. You fucking.
He's gonna do it the wrong way now, and he's gonna just have a head.
Now he's gone the other way. Look. Can you not? It never worked with animals, children, or amateurs. That's oh dear. Oh, that's better, Mickey. That's all right. Leave it like that. Leave it like that. We'll leave it like that, right? Okay.
Now
I lowered my chair.
Yeah.
Now he's just slowly slide down in his chair as his arse gets sweatier, and he's going to end up looking like he's behind the wheel of a car again.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. What I was going to say was that I looked at all the before the Queen came out of Winchester Hall. I was watching all of the bigwigs arrive from all over the world, all of the presidents and the leaders of the countries all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, and you had the Chinese leader there, you had the American leader there. Was it the Chinese deputy leader? Was it Chinese deputy or Chinese leader?
No, I think it was the embassy staff.
Oh right, it wasn't that. No, but
the ambassador.
You had the world. Obviously, the Russians weren't there, thank God. But
No,
you
they
had
weren't invited.
no, glad of that. We had the world's leaders there. I mean, we had France, the United States, the biggest countries in the world there represented. And I thought to myself, this is a terrorist target. This is, if you were a terrorist, this would be the biggest target in the world. Doing something here would make a bigger statement than 9/11 ever did. And I was watching, and I was hoping that nothing happened. And I'm so glad it didn't. I'm so glad the whole thing went off without a hitch. And that was my.
What you don't see though is the security in the background.
No, you don't. You
I
don't.
guarantee that the SAS were about and the special police
what I was going to say. It's
and
gonna
everything.
Be,
You don't see them about. I
it,
guarantee there were snipers about.
No. I wonder also how many of those troops at the roadside that were standing at arms with their rifles, how many of those rifles were actually loaded?
Yeah, not many, but there would have been a few, but not many.
Because I know they don't normally load them. And the other thing that I took away from it is
Do you know why they don't load them?
in case they go off.
In case they go rogue.
Oh right. The other thing that came to mind is, I know you were saying about the pallbearers, Mickey.
Yeah.
I thought about those 142 naval ratings. There were a couple of things in there, right, that struck me. First of all, did you see the amount of women that were in there?
Yeah, there's a lot of women.
A lot of women in there. But then I also found out that the majority of those ratings were in the Navy for less than 3 months.
Yeah.
When they were chosen to do that. And I said to Sean, I said, what an honour. And she reminded me of something. She said, yes, it is an honour. This is something they'll remember for the rest of their lives. But when it was first done, it wasn't an honour. It was done because newest ratings in the Navy are the lowest of the low, and they get the shittiest of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And pulling a gun carriage was considered the shittiest of jobs. But no, not today. I consider that to be an absolute honour. And it was well represented there, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
With the genders represented so well, and I was actually quite surprised. And I would imagine Turbo Best Pal or Best Pal, there wasn't just undercover police in the job in the crowd. I would imagine there'll be undercover security services like the SAS in the crowd as well. So I would imagine there would be a lot of that. But I'm so glad it went off without a hint. And there are so many things about that's going to stand out, especially that guy. I found out his name is Michael McGee, and you'll know what I'm talking about him. His name's Michael McGee, and he was a personal undersecretary to the Queen, and he's 7'3" tall. Now you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
They walked in front of the carriage, I think.
Yeah, he was walking in front of the carriage.
Staff. Yeah.
His name's Michael McGee, and he's 7'3" tall. And he was a personal undersecretary to the Queen. But I looked at him and I thought, my God, he's big. I didn't get the name of the spider though, although I've nicknamed it Boris.
Apparently people were outraged on Twitter about a spider on the flowers.
Oh yeah. I was more outraged about our ex-Prime Minister, right? He turned up, our ex-Prime Minister, right, turned up for this funeral, right, looking like he'd had a party the night before and slept in a hedge.
Yeah.
I mean, the man, he must actually pay somebody to make him look that scruffy.
Yeah. He makes Wurzel Gummidge look like a fucking tailor's dummy, doesn't he, really? It's,
I mean, even I take a bit of pride in my appearance. It takes me a good 15 to 20 minutes to do my hair before I come on air.
And your lipstick.
And my lipstick, yeah. Yeah.
And did you actually see that it was the Mounties that were
the
first?
RCMP, yeah.
The RCMP were right at the front of the procession.
Well, the
Well,
Met Police, well, the
bar
Met
the three
Police were right at the
policewomen
front,
on
yeah.
their horses. Yeah, but yeah, I thought that was good.
Can I give you an interesting fact? You know those motorcycle police. When you go,
Yes.
you saw them in Windsor, on the long walk. There were three motorcycle police escorting it, right? Wearing black uniforms, white helmets, police bikes.
Yeah.
They're actually not the police. I didn't know this, but the Queen has her own private police force called the Praetorian Guard, and that is what those motorcycle riders are. They're all armed, by the way, and that is what the motorcycle riders. She's got about 30 policemen that are employed as her own private police force. They have exactly the same powers as everybody else in police, and they travel with her all over the world, and they're permanently armed. And an old school friend of mine is one of them.
Oh.
I only found out today when I was on Facebook. I saw his wife. The police have a social media policy that you cannot identify. I know this is going to sound strange. They've got a social media policy about identifying themselves as police officers on social media. But his wife happened to make a casual comment, and I PM'd her and I said, "What?" She said, "He's there. He's not on one of the bikes, but he's actually there." And that's why they look. That's why those police escorting the Queen look slightly different. They are fully fledged police officers, but they are the Queen's own personal police officers.
I can imagine that there is the social media policy, because I am friends with 3 teachers, and all of those, as soon as they qualified or as soon as they got the job as the teacher, they had to change their name.
Yeah, they cannot identify themselves on social media.
Yeah, and also I do know, I know of, let's say, because we're not friends, but I know of a policeman who doesn't use their actual name on Facebook. So,
well, my friend's under his true name on Facebook, but he doesn't identify himself as a police officer. He doesn't identify any employer at all.
No. This person that I know, I don't think he actually says on Facebook that he's a police person. At the same time, he's also under a different name. So
right, no, he's under his true name. He's under his true name, but I've actually got 2 policemen on my friends list. That the other one's a traffic policeman down in he's on the M25. He's a traffic policeman on the M25. Works for Surrey Police, but again, he doesn't identify himself as a policeman either. So I'm guessing Surrey Police have the same social media policy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame them, because otherwise they
become targets.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, if there is terrorists digging into your Facebook and things like this because they've spotted that you're a police, it just makes it easier for them to find you.
Yeah.
It's going to be this police station. It's going to be this name. It's going to be these hours they work. You know, it's just easier just to keep it ambiguous.
But there's nothing about their Facebook that will identify them as a police officer at all. Nothing. But yeah. And I found out it's called the Praetorian Guard, but they're permanently armed and they are employed by the Crown, not the government.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and that's why they look so. And I wonder why they look different, and that's why they look different. So there we go. The other thing that caught me, that struck me about today was, I don't know if you two have seen it. I think you might have to go and have a look at some of the red tops. There are a lot of people saying that the security services that surrounded the Prime Minister and the King, the way they held their arms, they were dummy arms.
Oh, I saw that. I saw something about those are fake hands, but I didn't go any further. So they potentially had their arms in their jackets on their weapons.
Or they were checking for their door keys.
No, they'd have their hands down their pants, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because they'd taken your advice about gluing it to their knobs.
Yeah. No, that's the thing, that they reckon that they were dummy hands and arms, and they've got their real hands on their weapons inside their jackets, ready to go. Mickey, you're shaking your head.
So cool. That is so cool.
You're shaking your head, Mickey, even though Tracy's just managed to pull a drink out of your back.
I am. Because I think that's a load of bollocks.
I do as well.
Oh, I hope it's true. I mean, that is.
No, it's not. It's not true.
It's not true.
No.
Oh, I didn't look that closely, so I couldn't I don't have an opinion about it. I'm just saying that I think it's
Somebody
really...
took a close up of one of the guy's hands, and they didn't think they looked real.
Yeah.
But people have been on about King Charles's hands as well, that look like sausages.
Well, they do.
But well, they do, yeah.
But he doesn't fry them up in the morning.
No, but no, they're his real fucking hands. They are.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
It will take you longer to get your arms from inside the jacket where you're supposedly holding your gun than it would to take your arms and pull your gun from your jacket.
Oh, I know, Mickey. I know. I mean, the other. Go on,
it's bollocks. So no, it's just bollocks.
Yeah. The other one, Mickey. The other one that cracks me up is that there was no body in the coffin.
Yeah.
I even got there was no coffin because nobody saw it because it was underneath the fucking flag.
We did see it,
but you did catch a glimpse when they were putting it on the
gun carriage
on the stand there.
On the
they had to lift it up and take the pegs out, didn't they?
We caught it. We caught a glimpse of it at Westminster Hall. We also caught a glimpse of it at Windsor after it went down. So yeah, there was a coffin there. So yeah.
But there was people saying that it weren't because why would? And then I got my son's partner. Well, why would they drag the Queen all round London? What? I tell you what did make me laugh, and I thought, what a twat. I was watching it on the BBC, and as she went past Buckingham Palace, the commentator said, "This is the last time the Queen will see Buckingham Palace." I thought, fucking what?
That's nothing,
the
right?
Files in the side of the fucking coffin or something.
Right. There was another thing, right? If you get it, I'll see if I can get it later for another day, right? A copy of the Australian stream that went out, right? Where the Australians were identifying the dignitaries as they got out of their cars, right? And they called our Prime Minister some low-level dignitary.
Yeah.
They completely failed. Yeah, completely failed to recognise the Prime Minister. Didn't have a clue who she was.
Oh my!
Right. What I was going to show you was I was going to say that I've been doing some things today which might interest some. Eh?
Ooh.
Yes.
That was me getting vaguely excited and in anticipation. Ooh.
Which might interest you because I've actually got 3 cameras in this room. I've got my 2 front-facing cameras, which, as you know, this is my big camera that I'm on now, and I've got my roving camera over there. But I've also got a rear view camera, so you can actually see what's going on. So there you go. There's me at my control panel, which everybody on Twitch can see, but nobody on Reddit can see. The reason people on Reddit can't see is because you're only seeing this much of the screen, Reddit. All right. Whereas that's only 1/3. You're only seeing the centre 1/3 of the screen. Everybody on Twitch is seeing what else is going on, which includes the other 2/3 of the screen, so you can actually see my control panel there and all the monitors I've got. I've got my outdoor CCTV monitor over there. I've got my main broadcast control screen here, which is showing what's going out on Twitch. I've got my secondary broadcast screen over there, which is showing what's going out on Reddit. I've got my repeater monitor there, so I'm watching the live Reddit and the live Twitch to make sure it's all going out correctly. And on this monitor here, I'm watching the news, Sky News, the replay of what's going on with the Queen's funeral. And there we go. Aren't you impressed?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, Eris says, "Wow, you are like on Star Trek." So
yeah. That's a. I've even got a little motto up there that says "Station Master" because this is my station master. Good evening, eyeballs are free. Eyeballs of fire. How are you?
Eyeballs are free. If eyeballs are free,
yeah, eyeballs are free. Yeah,
away.
Eyeballs are free. In it. Yeah, in it. There's somebody from London. In it. So there we go.
Hey, eyeballs. Are you a Londoner or a Brit at least with that in it? Because some Essex people say in it as well.
Yeah. I'll also tell you that my camera is a tracking camera. You probably see the yellow box around my head flashing every now and again. But my camera will track. If I move around, the camera will track. So I'd share that with you.
What I wanted to know, have you invaded BSE's spaceship with all that stuff? Huh? Is that his alien ship?
Good evening. I love food. How are you? I love food, and so that's nice. Nice to see something.
Too.
Yeah, I love food too.
Everybody finish that sentence. I love food and
sex.
Steve.
I love food and Mickey.
Ta-da!
I love food.
Everybody loves me.
I love food and aliens.
How long have we been streaming? What, about 6 weeks?
Something like that, yeah.
I was going to say
Together,
36 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's that we're actually up to the two month mark.
Yeah, Tracy will say about 36 minutes because
I'm like that. No, it's coming up to 2 months because of the 60-day drop off. I noticed that earlier.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So it's about
It's
6
2 months.
weeks. Yeah. I've been streaming. I've been streaming on my own for about a year, but I've got to be honest. Doing a whole show going on for 3 or 4 hours, lasting a year, was getting a bit much for me, especially with my health conditions, which I will be talking about a bit later. And these are two good friends of mine. I've known both of them for a good 10, 15 years, and they used to watch the show. And they used to come in and make little snide remarks on the side, especially Mickey. And I eventually, we'll answer that question for you in a second, Cat Goddess. I eventually persuaded them to come in as guests one time, and they did.
Dragged us in screaming.
Dragged you in screaming, yeah, dragged you in screaming, and they eventually did. So and we've become a threesome. And I had a compliment. Somebody on Reddit, Wendigler, paid a compliment to me on Reddit yesterday in a private message and said she really likes the way we bounce off of each other. I thought that was a real compliment. So Eric the cat, Eris, not Eric, Eris the cat.
Eric.
I'm 62, 63 at the end of the year. Tracy.
And his eyesight's going. I'm 50.
Everything's going.
I'm 50, but I'll be 51 soon. But don't tell everyone, please. Mickey.
I'm 66. I'm the oldest. I'm also the most fucking stupid one of us, but there you go.
And he's the one with the most fans. That's why we keep him around.
Well, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, everybody. When Mickey doesn't appear, which is, I think,
Saturdays normally.
Saturdays, when Mickey doesn't stream on Saturdays, everybody asks where Mickey is. He's the most popular one, so Mickey looks the youngest.
Step up my regime if I don't look my age. So.
Best pal, you're the
quite
one.
Right, Tracy. You don't look your age.
You're the one that's got the thing for. You're the one that's got the thing for Mickey.
Mickey's this one.
I'm Mickey in the black.
Yeah, that's Mickey. That's Mickey.
I'm the one with the glasses on.
Yeah, Mickey is the old one with the glasses.
Steve's the one with the biggest boobs.
Steve's the one with the long hair. And
I'm the one with the ponytail.
Oh dear. And Mickey's the one with the full range of women's underwear.
Yes, yes. Mickey is the cross-dresser.
Yeah, only on a Saturday. That's why I'm not here on a Saturday night. Keep telling you.
Thank you, Eris. Yeah, well, Eris, we've known each other. Like Steve was just saying, Steve, this one here. He was just saying, we've known each other for such a long time, and Steve's just got a mouth on him. Really, no, he's always loved talking, and he's always been like really. Oh, what's the word?
Did you just have got a mouth on me?
Yeah, you got a mouth on.
Well, of course I have, you stupid woman.
No, it's the old saying. He's got a bit of a mouth on him. That kind of stuff.
Gob on a stick, he is.
You would not be able to say that Mickey's got a bit of a mouth on him, would you? But Steve has, and then I also I'm the loudest one here, but I've also got like a mad, dirty sense of humour. And then Mickey is the quiet one. Mickey's the one that's just dry, quiet, grumpy, and every now and then says golden things.
Did you call me a gob on a stick, Mickey?
I did.
I had a present for you. I was going to give you a present tonight. I had a present for you on my shelf
tonight.
tonight.
Still give it to him.
What, another one?
I'll give it to him, shall I?
Yeah.
Hang on, look at it. Look at it.
Oh, love them. Thank you. Thank you.
That's
You've
okay.
got a collection, haven't you now, Mickey? A collection.
I have got a collection. I'll put them over there on the shelf.
Yeah. Put them over there on the shelf. Yeah. So yeah, we've known each other.
I don't know if he's got any fingers left.
Best pal says Steve, where'd you get your hair dye from?
Amazon.
Mr. Sheen.
Amazon.
That's where he gets it from.
Also, he says, slide Mickey £5 and give you a lap dance on Saturday.
Amazon.
It's calling you cheap again. It's at least
it takes me ages. It takes me ages to do my hair before I come on the stream.
I told him on Saturday it's 10 quid.
Huh? So I'm curious. I love food and on Reddit has come on and said I love food and what? You love food and what?
Height.
Yeah.
Well, I said food and sex, but there you go.
Yeah.
I would have said the same, Mickey, but you got there first, so I had to say aliens.
What time is it where we are? It's
22:40.
Yes.
Whereabouts are you, Eric?
That's 20 to 11.
Yeah. So I prefer 24-hour time, which I believe in America they call it military time, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I prefer 22-hour time. It's 22:40.
It's 20 minutes before 11 in the evening.
In the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 20 minutes before 11 in the evening, 10:40
Where are you then, Eris?
Oh, okay, 11 p.m.
Yes, 20 minutes before.
Yeah. I'm going to cut myself off for a minute because I need a piss.
Oh,
that's probably too much information.
Where you go then? Oh, you're in Canada. I've got friends in Canada.
On, Eris, you should be so proud today. You should be feeling so proud today because the RCMP led that parade today. You should be so proud of that. I'm just going to go to the toilet. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did your country proud, the RCMP.
Yeah.
They were right at the front of that parade that we had for the Queen's funeral today. Splendid job.
Yeah, I saw a couple of them being interviewed prior to all the ceremony stuff, and the presenter, TV presenter, said, "Oh, thank you for being here on this momentous day," and the guy said, "Oh, it's a pleasure." Not sure whether it's a pleasure, but I know what he meant. But it was just my Britishness went. It's not a pleasure. Should be a very solemn occasion. But yeah. Saw that, as I said, I saw them being interviewed.
But that's the how do we feel about the Queen? Well, that's quite difficult because I'm not a royalist, although she played a major part. Well, all of my life actually. She's been there throughout my life.
Massive
but I'm not really a royalist, but that was
she was the face of Britain.
She is an icon, yeah. But it was a very sad day today. It was a very sad couple of weeks over here in the UK. But I think now that she's buried, it's time to move on. And people are already trying to compare King Charles with Queen Elizabeth, and I'm afraid you can't do that.
No,
Two totally different people.
He's a person in his own right. He's
in his own right, yeah.
Personality in his own right.
It'll take him time to establish himself as well. I mean, I think the next thing that he'll do is probably go on a tour of the Commonwealth, and greet all the Commonwealth leaders, I should imagine. So look out, Canada. He'll probably be on his way over there.
About doing well, I mean, from what they were saying on TV, the coronation will be in a few weeks, and I thought that's a bit quick. But then, of course, the last coronation, the king wasn't supposed to die, and then it took like a year or whatever it was for the coronation to get all sorted. Now, we've got technology; it doesn't have to take that long to work it all out, and it would all have been planned meticulously beforehand anyway. So maybe it will be just a few weeks. I was just thinking about the speed of, like, because he may well wait until after the coronation to do the tour, but
like Best Pal says, he thought she'd never die. She'd always be there. I think we all felt like that to some respect, because that's all we've ever known. So not is it a time of great sense, it's a time of great upheaval for a lot of people who've only known the Queen. But like I say, you've got to give Charles a chance to establish himself in his own right, and I think he'll do a tour of the Commonwealth next year. I really do.
Yeah. I think it'll be part of his
with investiture or whatever it is you want to call his coronation is.
That he has to do it. He has to do before.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
stuff like that. So. Yeah, no, I agree. With Best Pal, that she did do a lot. The Queen did do a lot with her platform. I'm not going to be able to, because I've been watching the TV all day. I'm not going to be able to pull it all out of the air. But she did. She did a lot of forwarding women's issues, bringing women to the forefront of stuff, and you know, like I said, I can't remember. But you know, when you watch the TV and they list off these things that she changed. Oh, I mean, no, that's gone again. Yeah, I'll stop waffling.
You're wibbling.
You're wibbling. You're wibbling.
I knew I was. I got to the point where I went, no, you're not going to be able to say anything on this.
What disgusts me, and it does disgust me, is people who are blaming her for things that happened before we were even bloody born.
Yes.
Now we got XSplit on the front for.
I've got a problem with my camera. I'm just recalibrating it.
Right, yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. Like I said, sorry. You carry on, Mickey.
No, I was just saying that there's a lot of vitriol and hatred being thrown towards her for things that happened before she was even born, or exactly, BSE. They are exactly that. I mean, she's done a lot, and she tried to change a lot of things. You know, and she's tried to bring the royal family into the modern era, and she's tried to help all these different countries. I mean, like people in South Africa saying, "Give us a diamond back." Oh, okay, all right, have your diamond back. Give us all the money back that we've invested in you.
Yeah.
You know, but they are exactly like we got nothing to apologise. We haven't done anything. It was all before any of us. So exactly, we owe them nothing. No. But yeah, that did annoy me a bit that all this controversy was about nothing. And she has done, and she has tried to do the best for all countries of the Commonwealth. I think now Jamaica has said they want to leave the Commonwealth. Fine.
Yeah, like I said,
by all means.
we were talking the other day. I'm quite happy.
Hello, Alex.
Hey, Alex.
If people want to leave the Commonwealth, let them leave
the Commonwealth. That's absolutely fine. I don't want to hang on to people, to countries that don't want to be in the Commonwealth. I'm not even sure that I agree with having a Commonwealth anyway.
I think what a lot of people don't understand, that these countries in the Commonwealth are not ruled by our Queen or our government. They've all got their own governments, their own heads of state.
She's just a figurehead.
The Queen was just a figurehead. You know, and I think people need to grasp that. Yeah, it's going fine, Alex. Yeah, we've had the funeral today. I don't know if you've seen any of it on the TV, but fantastic occasion. Well, I say fantastic. It was fantastic in the way that it went off. Not obviously, it's not like a rock concert. Yeah. But yes. Yeah. It's been good. Anyway, I'm going to disappear for 5 minutes, Steve. Now that you're back, sort your cameras out.
I have to sort it out. I've been messing about today, and I've broken a lot of things. I've broken a lot of things. Yes, you can hear me, Andrew. I know you can hear me. I can see me going out, so I know I'm working. We owe them nothing, the royal family. The Queen the Queen didn't rule me. I'm not one of her subjects. She was the figurehead. She was the public face of Great Britain PLC. Wasn't she, Tracy?
Yeah. She was the icon. She was our icon. You know, when people thought of Britain, Queen, instantly in their head.
The reason that I have no hair is because, quite simply, I have cancer. I have an incurable cancer called follicular lymphoma, and people keep asking me, can I give an update on what's happening with my treatment? So I'm going to. So I'm going to take about 5 minutes to have this section to myself. The reason I'm doing that is because tomorrow we can clip this and I can put it on YouTube as a separate standalone section. So we'll just go into that, and I've got some special things that will do for that. So let's just go into that. Okay, so as I said, I have follicular lymphoma, which is a blood cancer. It's completely incurable. It can't be cured. I'm going to have it for the rest of my life, and I'm currently on treatment, which is really, really annoying. It's very annoying because I live by road 12.8 miles away. I thought it was 7, but it's not. I checked today. It's 12.8 miles from where it all happened today. I live 12.8 miles from Westminster and 13 miles exactly from Buckingham Palace. So I would love more than anything else to have gone to see the Queen lying in state. And I would have loved more than anything else to have gone up to the parade in London today to watch it all happening. But I can't. The reason I can't is because of a matter of timing, and it really is pure timing. Like I say, I've got cancer. It's called follicular lymphoma, and since January, I've been gradually going downhill. I will answer any questions in a minute. I will tell you this now, and I'll answer any questions in a minute. I've been going downhill, and 4 weeks ago, they decided that my cancer had reached a stage where I needed treatment. So I started chemotherapy last Friday. Now, follicular lymphoma is a blood cancer, which means it affects my immune system. So at the best of times, I'm very immunocompromised, which means I've got to stay away from people. But once the cancer treatment starts, once the chemotherapy starts, it becomes a very big problem. I can't go out to people. I definitely can't go out amongst those crowds. I can't go out amongst anything else. The chemotherapy I'm on is something called RCHOP, which is a very, very, very aggressive chemotherapy, which is why I've got no hair. I do have a full head of hair, funny enough, and I'm not grey like Mickey. I get my own original hair. But I know for a fact that this RCHOP is going to cause me to lose my hair. So this is one of these things that I like to get in front of it, and I like to own it. So what I did is I shaved all my hair off 2 weeks ago, and I've kept it like this, and I will keep it like this until my chemotherapy is over. And I may keep it like it permanently. I may not grow my hair back. I haven't decided. So when I say I got my hair dye from Amazon, that's exactly what I mean. I got my hair dye from Amazon because I bought a head shaver. And now the funny thing about the head shaver is I've also found out it actually makes a fantastic face shaver. So I'm using this to shave both my head and my face. So I had my first chemotherapy on Friday. I was in the hospital all day having it infused. I suggest if you don't like medical procedures or medical stuff, look away now. I'll tell you when you can look back, but look away now. I had my chemotherapy infused into me by a port in my arm, just there. Look, you can see the tubes. I'm sorry it's a bit messy. I can't do anything about that. These tubes go into a hole in my arm, and it's called a PICC line, by the way, peripherally inserted central catheter. And what it is, it goes into my arm there, goes along the vein there to just above my heart, so they can inject the drugs or infuse the drugs into me, so they go directly into my heart. The reason for that is cytotoxic drugs are very, very dangerous, and if they spill in the skin, or they can actually damage the veins. So what they want to do is they want to get them into the heart straight away, so they can get them distributed throughout the body as quickly as possible. So I had my first chemotherapy on Friday. I've got 6 sessions of this, 21 days apart. This, by the way, is not my first chemotherapy. This is now the 4th time that I've fought and battled this cancer. I fight it and battle it back to something called NED, which is no evidence of disease. Where are we now? We're on Saturday. I had my chemotherapy, my first chemotherapy Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Three days gone. This chemotherapy is very aggressive. It is the most aggressive one, and there are a lot of side effects, and I've been expecting a lot of the side effects, and they never happened until today. They've all hit me this morning. When I got up this morning, I felt absolutely awful. In fact, the only way that I can do this now, streaming, is I'm on morphine, morphine oral solution, Oromorph, if anyone knows it. Because round my waist, just below my lungs, I've got my name's Woody or Steve, by the way, Eris. I've got a very, it feels like a very tight band, and somebody's tightening a band around my side. So that's proof that the drugs are working. They're doing something. They're also making me exceptionally tired. I cannot believe how tired I'm becoming. I had 11 hours sleep last night, and I've been to sleep twice today as well, including missing half of the coronation stuff. And I've been feeling really bizarre. I've been having hot flushes on and off all day, and a lot of pain, and the morphine's keeping the pain at bay, which is why I've made a few mistakes tonight. But I thought I'd let you know where I was with the chemotherapy. Now, I'll answer your question. Did you have symptoms before you were diagnosed? Yes. I was diagnosed officially in 2013. December the 24th, 2013, the day before Christmas. Hey, go me. But I'd had the symptoms for a couple of years beforehand, but I'd never associated them with cancer. What actually made me associate them with is I had a lump come up on the side of my neck, just there, and it gradually got bigger. And originally I thought it was a cyst, and I went to the doctors about it, and she took a look at it, and she said, you need to get that seen to urgently. And in the UK, we've got something called a fast track system for people that suffer with cancer, or people who are suspected of cancer, that they fast track us to a specialist, which happened. So in less than 3 weeks, I'd gone from thinking there was nothing wrong with me to being fast tracked to a specialist, having a biopsy on my lump, and then being sat down in a room and being told you've got cancer, which is an earth-shattering moment when you're told that news. But well, it would be an earth-shattering moment if it wasn't for the fact that I already suspected. I have to be honest, I already suspected that it was cancer. The other symptoms I was having was drenching night sweats, extreme fatigue and drenching night sweats, plus the lump came up. So those were the three things that gave me the clue. When I was diagnosed in 2013, I was then put on something called watch and wait, we call it in the UK. In other countries, they call it active monitoring, which means they won't intervene unless the cancer's growing or there's more symptoms appearing. And the biggest symptom is when you lose 10% of your body weight in 3 months, which in 2017, so I was on active monitoring until I was 2017, and then in 3 months I lost 10% of my body weight in 3 months, and I was out on holiday in Ibiza in May 2017, and I suddenly came over awful. I can understand why the Queen could look healthy one day and then the next day die, which is what happened to me. I was quite healthy one day, and the next day I was absolutely awful. And we cut my holiday short and come back, and they put me straight on treatment straight away because the cancer was affecting me. I'm not an expert. I'm sorry, Eris the Cat Goddess. I'm not an expert on cancer. I don't know if it's likely. I do know that the cancer that I've got, follicular lymphoma, is more likely in people over 70, but I got it when I was 50. When I was in my 50s. It's more likely. But then I know some people in the hospital that have got it in their 20s, so I don't know. I'm in London in the United Kingdom. I don't have to pay for this. Thank God I don't have to pay for this, because I can tell you now that my treatment has already my treatment that I've been having since 2017 has already cost in excess of £1 million, or would have cost in excess of £1 million. But no, I don't have to pay for it. Can I shut up? No, I can't shut up. But what I can do is I can ban you from the channel. How does that sound? That solves that problem. There we go. Right, let's stop that one. You don't like what I'm saying? We'll get rid of you. Sorry, somebody on Reddit being an arsehole, so we've just banned him from the channel. We said, "Can I shut up?" No, so I've just banned him from the channel. Solved. And that's it. So that's where I am. I had to block somebody. What you missed is I don't know if you saw it on Reddit, did you?
Saw it.
Yeah, he told me to shut up, so I just.
Someone told you to shut up when you were talking about your cancer. Yeah, okay, right, bye.
Frosted Orc there says, so do you believe in life after life? Oh, do I believe in afterlife? I don't know. It's a very good question. Do I believe in the afterlife? The only answer I can give you, Frosted Orc, is I'll let you know. Or I'll try and let you know. What I'm going to do is, I think tomorrow, I'm just going to wipe my system and reinstall Windows again. Just to see if I can solve the problem that way. Luckily enough, I've got nothing important on my system that I need to keep. Everything's done in the cloud. Oh no, actually there are some things on my system that are important, but I'll only be wiping the operating system, not the other hard drive, so I can easily come back to that. Because lucky enough, I've got 4 hard drives, so I'm only going to wipe.
I might be teaching you to suck eggs, but when you reinstall Windows, disconnect your other hard drives.
I'm going to, Mickey.
Yeah, no, I won't. Like I say, I won't try. A lot of people don't, and they get problems.
I'm going to reinstall Windows. I'm going to reconnect my oh, better hydrate. There we go. I'm going to reconnect. I've got four hard drives. I'm going to reconnect, disconnect and then reconnect them. But 99% of my stuff, Mickey, is stored on the cloud.
Yeah.
I may not actually reinstall Windows. What I might do is I might go for Windows repair first. I reckon.
Yeah.
But that way I don't have to uninstall. That way I don't have to touch anything, do I?
No, because it should save all your personal files.
Yeah, I'll go for Windows repair first.
10.
Yeah.
Are you on
if
11
that doesn't
now?
work, yes, I'm on 11.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, then I'll reinstall 11. If that doesn't work, then I'll downgrade to 10.
Yeah. I wish they'd kept XP, to be fair. I loved XP.
I loved XP. You can probably still downgrade to it, can't you?
Well, you can still get uploads for it, but there's no support for it anymore, is there? Yeah. There's no security upgrades or anything for it. So
I liked XP.
I did like XP.
I liked Windows 95, Win 95, and then I didn't do anything afterwards until XP. Or even though I did have something that was running Vista and I didn't like it.
Oh, I hated Vista. I bought a new PC and it had Vista on. That must have been the worst fucking thing they ever bought out.
And then I had to have Windows 10 because I got a new computer, so I had to have Windows 10. So I completely bypassed 7 and 8, I think it was. I didn't have anything to do with that. And Windows 10 was like, oh my god, this is what is going on. And Windows 11 again, it's like relearning a whole new system.
Yeah, I went from 7 to 10.
I didn't. Yeah. I went from 7 to NT.
No, backwards.
Yeah. No. At that time, NT was the big one because I was using business machines, business software. So I went to NT.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to NT until it came to XP, and then I went to XP, and I did like XP. I must admit. That was the most stable operating system.
Yeah.
With 11, I had a blue screen of death just now.
Yeah.
I've never had that with 10 or XP, but I had a blue screen of death just now.
I've had, since I put 11 on, I think I've had one. And that was within the first month.
I've had one with 11, and that was kind of like a software thing that happened. But 10, I just kept getting it constantly. It was a new machine, and it was a custom build, and I'd got it overclocked, and I just think that they hadn't given me, because they custom built it for me, but I don't feel that they gave me enough info, like whether it was compatible. And constantly I had a noise that sounded like a click and a squick at the same time. I had to lay it on its side so that it didn't do that. I think that was I had liquid cooler. I got liquid cooler again, and this machine I got from a different company but custom built, and they pretty much walked me through it, like as whether it was compatible and whether these things would go together and things. And it's almost silent. I mean, occasionally it sounds a bit windy under my desk if I'm pushing it a bit, but compared to the other one I could go 3 rooms down the flat, close all the doors, and I could still hear it. Sometimes it sounded like a motorbike starting up. It was so loud. Anyway,
I built my own.
I know.
Any problems, I can only kick myself up the arse. But I had an all-in-one cooler from Lee. 8 months into it, it decided it was going to overheat the system, blew my fucking motherboard, so I had to buy another motherboard.
Oh wow.
I got in touch with Lee. They sent me out a new radiator and pump, but I haven't installed it. In the meantime, I've got an Arctic freezer to liquid cooler in there.
I'm glad you mentioned about overclocking, Tracy, because I just realised mine's overclocked, and I'm just turning the overclocking off right now while we're talking. So carry on. I'm just going to break it again.
I only use my overclock when I'm doing heavy work. Because you can put an instant overclock on them.
Well, this time round, I didn't go for an overclock. I just went for as much as I could afford standard processor.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fuck about with overclocking it and things and worrying about it and look, when you go into the like this, you look at the system of whether it's overheating or no, I don't want to mess about with stuff like that. So I just got as juicy as I could afford.
I turned my overclocking down and immediately I noticed a difference because my CPU was running at 85 degrees. And as soon as I turned my overclocking off, it immediately dropped 65 degrees. So
yeah.
I forgot. Thank you, Tracy. I forgot that I'd overclocked it, and that might be the root of my problems. Although I suspect Skype is the root of my problems because Skype has been playing up for a couple of days. And like I say, I don't like Skype because it runs through central servers.
Yeah, it may well be a combination of things, though. It may well be that you've overclocked, plus you upgraded, and plus you had to reinstall something. And on top of that, Skype's being a bastard. Now, if everything else was running smoothly, Skype being a bastard wouldn't be a problem. But it's all the other bits and pieces, and you've had audio dropouts the last couple of days, and here we go.
No, that's me. That's me moving myself. That's it. It's because my green screen shot. If you look down there, my green screen software.
Have you not noticed that? It's done that before.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna sort it out.
It's one of those things that because it happens with me when I put my arm up here somewhere and all of a sudden the radiator appears and it's like don't we just see my radiator?
Oh. 11 p.m. at night. You're cooking dinner. I haven't had my. Well, I had a meal earlier, but I'm gonna be having supper. And my supper is gonna be scones and jam, which is a bit strange. Scones, jam, and cream. I've got squirty cream. Oh. No, I'll tell you what it was. Is the scones. The scones were on a special offer in the supermarket. They were going out of date, so the missus got them, and I've got some homemade pear and gooseberry jam and some of that squirty cream. So I'm going to have some scones and squirty cream, something I never normally have.
Yeah, see,
I just had some hobnobs while you were fucking about.
The
cup of tea and hobnobs.
The scones and things I absolutely love, but if I had too many of them, I would be even more massive than I am. So I try to save it for holidays and special occasions. So like in a couple of weeks' time when I'm on holiday, we are going to be having a cream tea in the lodge or on the decking if it's not raining.
You only have them for a special occasion, so you have a birthday once a week.
Exactly. Yeah. But it'll be something. It'll be things like that. It'll be special occasions. It will be birthday, holiday, something like that. So I only really get them sort of maybe once every sort of 2 or 3 months.
Cooking a sardine rice bowl. I like sardines in tomato sauce on toast.
If I actually had one of those, I'd be able to show it myself.
Well, Tracy, you will have one of these courtesy of Alex.
What? Is Alex sending me it?
No. I'll let Alex. You still there? No. Alex has sent me some little presents for you two.
Oh, Alex!
All right, and rather than sending them 3 different people, he sent them to me. And I'm going to send them to you. And when I send them to you, guess what's going to be inside?
One of the postcards.
One of the postcards. Yay! Exactly. Yes, exactly.
I thought you'd do a dump in mine or something.
That's the wrong group.
Yeah, he's here. Look,
Mickey. That's the other group you're in.
Did I get the dildo? No, I didn't, mate. No, must got lost in the post.
Right. Okay.
Steve.
Anyway, I'm going to disappear and see what muppets and numpties and dickheads we drag up. All right.
Okie doke. Best pal Mickey, did you get the dildo he sent you?
I did say no because he got the wrong address and it ended up at Tracy's.
Aww.
Oh, here we go. We've got to have a little drinkies again, Tracy. Cheers, best pal. Now fuck off and eat your bloody sardines, will you?
Mickey loves our fans so much. We've drunk our water now. Fuck off. Can you imagine? Oh, please, Steve, don't take the. If you're listening, don't put this in. Can you imagine it'd be drinker shot? Oh my God, the amount of people that'd be hitting that, we'd be on the fucking floor every night.
What do you mean? Don't put it in? I've made a special note.
Tracy and Mickey act like a married
couple. I don't think BSC would be too impressed.
I don't think your wife would be either.
No, I don't think she would.
That's hilarious. I think that's so funny, acting like a married couple. I just think it's because
that's because we're relaxed in each other's company. I think you'll find we know our limits. We know how far to push things, and that's what you do when you get friendships. You just he's a cog in a wheel, all right.
but exactly what Mickey just said. It's just known each other for a long time. Either when you've known each other for a long time, or you've only just recently met, but you click.
Yes.
There's like a click.
Yeah.
Then you know how far things can go, and banter just flows. It's it doesn't have to be forced. If I was having a bad night, let's say I was having a bad night, I was feeling down in the dumps and a bit tired and things like this, I wouldn't sit here and force the banter. I'd sit here quietly, get on with listening, join in and things like this. But genuinely, I don't have to force the banter or the laughs, because I spend most of the time here laughing, and it makes sitting here so easy. It's so funny.
Eris wants to know what we were like in high school. I was a tearaway. I was a thug.
I've been thrown out of yet another Facebook group.
I was a horrible little child.
Sorry, go on, Mickey. What are you saying?
No, Eris just asked what we were like in high school. I said, I was horrible. I was a little terror. Horrible.
I was the class clown.
In fact, when we got to back in the day, when you had to put your options in for staying on to do your, in them days, they would.
GCEs, O levels, CSEs.
CSEs, yeah. Not GCS. Yeah. They told me that they didn't want me in school anymore, so I left school at 15. Went to work and worked for 51 years and recently retired. So
I was the first year of GCSEs, which is how comes I know that you couldn't have done GCSEs.
No, I didn't.
We were the very first year. We started it like when we took our options. I was the class clown, but it's only been in the last sort of 6 months to a year that I've realised that was probably ADHD. One of it was I would laugh off any bullies, and they would eventually just be like, "Oh, I really like Tracy. She's laugh." But then also I just preferred to muck about because I just couldn't concentrate, and I couldn't concentrate to do my homework and things like this. So although I had the brains, I just didn't have the concentration or the help, and it wasn't picked up on. So
yeah, I know exactly how you feel, because there was a lot of subjects that if I liked them, then I'd pay in. I'd pay attention to them. I mean, like history, I was very good at history at school. I don't know why, because I can't remember anything that I learned at school now. But things like maths and English and that, I didn't like it, so I didn't tend to pay attention. Just switched off. And I think, like you say, ADHD, I mean, it wasn't recognised when we were kids.
Even in subjects that I liked, I loved English. I was really good at English, to the point where I would spend most of my time when I should be doing my homework actually writing stories, like making up scenarios and writing stories and everything like that. And but I just couldn't concentrate at school, and I just hated doing that. Eris wants to know what bad things you did, Mickey.
No, I'm not going into that on stream. No.
And then she says, "What job did you do for 50 years?"
Well, I did several. I mean, when I first left school, I worked in a hotel kitchen for about a year or so. That pissed me off a bit. So I I moved to Wolverhampton actually, and I worked in a butcher's shop for a couple of years. And I was walking. We used to close on a Wednesday afternoon. I was walking past the Army careers one Wednesday afternoon. I thought, well, I'll go look in here. 2 weeks later, I was in the Army. So I spent my time out, came out with nothing, took a job in a factory. But as you know, I had a
Linking Chico Chew TV. Thank you. They really have. You're right.
I had a problem with drink when I came out of the Army, so I lost my job, I lost my flat, I lost everything, and then I met the wife, which dragged me up. Worked in a motorcycle shop then for 12 years, then went lorry driving for probably 20 years or something like that. Made redundant, ended up working in a factory printing books. So yeah, there you go.
I just want to, I was listening, sorry, I just wanted to say to Erin.
My name's Mickey Harris.
Hi, Chico.
I'm Mickey.
Chico.
Back in the day,
can I just say that I have had the honour tonight, I've been blocked and banned from yet another Twitch Facebook group.
Is that super
your
group?
exciting life, Mickey, right? And I've been thrown out of no, the reason I've been thrown out of another group is because I keep calling out the scammers.
It's probably a scammer running it.
Yeah, it was a scammer running it, and I called them out. I'm sorry, but yeah, he ran the Facebook group He ran the Facebook group so he could scam people. So he's thrown me out. So you can tell how gutted I am about that, can't you?
Yeah. Does the face look? Oh, does the face look like it gives a fuck? That's it.
Does the face look like it's bothered? So I've been thrown out of it. But I can't stand these scammers and spammers. You know, buy your follows from me. Buy buy follows and buy viewers.
It's as bad as eBay was with the penny fucking ebooks and all that sort of shit.
It just scammers. Scammers are all just chances. So.
Can I just answer? Sorry, Eris said back in the day they didn't even think girls could get ADHD. Yeah, no, but that also back in the day, ADHD, when I was at school, ADHD wasn't a thing.
No.
It was only sort of like in the 80s-ish, 90s that it started being people being aware. But then there was also attached to it the media thing of, oh my God, kids are being drugged up and things like that. So it kind of like swung like completely a different way. So. Hold on. Yep. So and this is Mickey Eris, and that's Steve.
Or Woody.
So Eris is Steve or Woody. Eris is asking, what about you? What were you like in high school?
Me?
Yes.
Asking what I was like in high school.
Yes.
Steve's in the red.
I went to an all boys school, which is a problem. Unfortunately. I wish I'd have gone to a mixed school because then I could have dipped my wick a bit earlier than I did. But I went to an all-boys school, which meant that I...
Chico Chew TV, Mickey No E.
Yeah, Mickey No E. I went to an all-boys school. I'm only 168 centimetres, which in old money is 5'6.5" inches, which meant that throughout my school life, I was the smallest kid in the class. Every school I went to, from infants, kindergarten, right up to senior school, the first thing that happened was that they tried to bully me because I was small. And as you do, you pick on the smallest and the weakest child. Well, that's what bullies did in those days. In 2022, it's a bit different. But they always try to pick on me. But I learned very early on that I could actually cut bullies down to size with my math, which is why, an all-boys school, that's got to suck. Like, you have no idea how much sucking went on at an all-boys school. Not that I was involved in, but you have no idea how much sucking went on. Yeah, not that I was involved in any, but you've got no idea.
Eris has found our humour.
Yeah, you found our level. Well, I was always the class comedian. And I was always the one that was in trouble. I've lost count. And in those days, you got the cane at school. It was 6 of the best. A cane, a bamboo cane across your ass. I have lost count of the number of times that I had the cane at school. However, What I did is and we're up to 10 viewers on, we're up to 208 viewers on Reddit. So I'd like some of you on Reddit to come and say hello. Come and say hello on Reddit. Don't be shy. Say something. I'm up to 10 viewers on Twitch. So I got
you're lucky, Steve will suck.
Yeah, I got the cane a lot because I was the class comedian. I got the cane a lot. I also got the old chalkboard brush thrown at me a lot. And I learned that when you went into class, don't ever sit at the front. Always sit at the back. And if you can, sit at the back left. Sit at the back right. The reason being is most teachers are right-handed. And it is very hard to chuck a chalkboard rubber with any accuracy at the very back right.
Chalkboard?
No, chalkboard. You remember the old chalkboards they pulled down and they had the rubbers? Yeah, the old famous thing. In those days,
I've got a scar on my head from one of those blackboard rubbers.
So you learned to sit at the back because the teacher's aim was quite bad, which didn't help because then when the teacher missed you, you laughed at the teacher, which ended up getting you the cane anyway. So
I found it was great to sit behind the biggest guy in the class, the widest one.
By the time I got hit with the chalkboard duster, the kinetic motion had run out because I was so far away. I was so far away.
Bell said, Steve, did he get hit? That must have sucked.
Yeah. But I was good. I actually studied. I actually studied really well at school, even though I was in a lot of trouble. I did study, and I came away from school with a handful of exams. Not what we would know as the GCSEs nowadays. I came away with 5 O levels and 5 A levels, which are now completely different. And I wanted a career in the RAF. I wanted to join the forces. And I wanted to join the forces straight from school. I wanted to join the RAF. Actually, no. What I wanted to do is I wanted to join the police force. But by the time I was 17 and I came to leave school, I realised that the police force wasn't for me. I realised that I couldn't deal with some of the things that policemen had to deal with day in and day out and remain impartial and remain unmoved by it. I mean, if I'm the sort of person, if I go out to somebody's house and there's this big 6'6" bloke that's just raped this 5-year-old girl, there's no way that I'm just going to put him in handcuffs and drag him off to the car. I want to kick the fuck out of him, cut his dick off and make him swallow his testicles. So I decided that wasn't for me. I couldn't be a policeman because I couldn't deal with that. So I went to join the RAF, the Royal Air Force. Unfortunately, I failed the medical. I discovered that I was colourblind. Red-green colourblind, and that was.
So you're wearing a green top tonight, aren't you? Hey? You're wearing a green top tonight.
Yeah, I'm wearing I thought it was pink, but I discovered I was red-grey colourblind, which I'd never known, and I failed the medical on that, which was an utter disappointment to me. Which is rather strange because from there my career took a very strange path. I took a job as a warehouseman in a government agency. And while I was there, I was only there about 3 weeks, and there was an internal vacancy for a trainee printer. I thought, okay, that sounds interesting. So I went for it, and I served a 6-year apprenticeship to become a printer. And by the time I was 22, I was earning a fortune as a printer because I'd learned every aspect of the printing trade. And I was making a lot of money. And by the early 90s, I was doing really well. I bought my own house in this really posh area of London, and I was doing really well, and I had a very nice life. And then my life turned to shit because my first wife decided to cheat on me, and at about the same time, computer technology started doing away with the trades that I had trained for. So within about 5 years, all of my skills were completely redundant. The computer could do everything that I could do. So I went into business for myself as an online retailer, selling on eBay, and then Amazon, and then
And that's how we all met.
And that's how we all met. Yeah, that's how we all met. And then in 2015, I decided that I'd had enough of jumping through hoops and became a cab driver. And I was a cab driver from 2015 until 2020, so 5 years. A cab driver, and then I had to give it up when the COVID pandemic started because of my cancer. Because COVID is so dangerous for me. Which reminds me, I just had yesterday my 6th COVID jab. And do you know what? I had yet again no bloody side effects, nothing for it. Not even a sore arm. Oh, I've got a slightly sore arm. Is it bruised? No, it's not even. I've got a slightly sore arm from my thing. But none of these side effects like other people have, and that's a sure sign that it doesn't work. So I've now had 6 COVID jabs.
That's what I was just about to say, that there is a school of thought, or don't know if it's scientific now, but that if you don't have any side effects from it, your immune system isn't working with it.
Yes, that's exactly what I just said. It's not working.
Yeah,
I
know. I was just saying that's what I had heard as well. I didn't know whether it was something that had just been mooted or whether it was something scientific now.
Yeah. I'll continue my story in a second. Eris, yes, we do. Right, we do. We go on until we get fed up. All right. None of us got it. But they are in the UK, and it's midnight here. We'll probably go on for about another hour. But we'll raid. I mean, if you're in my following list and you're online and I see you there, I will raid. Although the raids that I've done lately have just been a bit unsuccessful. We raided somebody the other night, and he managed to piss all of the people off within about 5 minutes by not acknowledging them. Yes, Reddit. I'll come to. I can see all your questions on Reddit in a second. I will come to you in a second. Where was I? Yes. So in 2020, I had to give up work to become the prisoner that I am in my own home, which is why which is why I started streaming actually, because it's my social life. And then Mickey and Tracy joined me because I've got to keep away from people because I'm very immunocompromised with my cancer. Did I tell you in 2013 I was diagnosed with cancer? But and I'm going to tell you something else now that you're going to go, what? And if you look it up, it's true. Back in 1990, I actually broke a world record, and I held that world record until this day. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with the good Tracy for a minute while I have a look at the quick questions on Reddit, and I will answer them and come back to you.
Well, I've just had a nice compliment paid by Chico saying I'm looking rather lovely tonight. So I'm feeling it actually. I think it's probably because I've got my hair down and I've got my Union flag top. So thank you very much. Mickey wants to know if you want to borrow his glasses. So I'm going to punch him in the head now.
Right.
But yeah,
okay.
no, thank you.
Otis Clean Cheeks on Reddit. Otis Clean Cheeks on Reddit says, my teacher used to make us put our arms straight out from our sides, and we had to hold a Bible out in each hand, let your arms down, and you got a swat with a yardstick. Wow. That's a wow. Yeah, that's a wow. I know. As for Y6, I don't know, Otis. I'm sorry. If you're wondering why I'm looking there when I'm talking to Reddit, I will show you. Unfortunately, Reddit, you won't be able to see this because Reddit, you're only seeing the centre third of the screen. On Twitch, they're getting it in 16:9, so they'll be able to see this, but you won't unless you come over onto Reddit. But this is my setup, and over there are my TV monitors. Straight in front of me is my Twitch monitor. Up here is my Reddit broadcast monitor. Over here is my repeater monitor where I'm watching what's going on Reddit because my eyesight's so bad I can't see the words up on there, so I have to watch the chat on this monitor. And this monitor here is just going over the funeral today, and it's got the news on. But that's my setup. Yes, that's why I'm a bit pissed off that my green screen isn't working. Turbo Best Pal, because my whole room is painted as a green screen, except for the wall in front of me there, because the camera never sees that. But the rest of the room is painted in green screen green. So that's why I keep looking over to the side. So I'm not being ignorant. I'm looking over to the side because that's where most of the Reddit information is. And this is where it's all controlled from. So I just thought I'd share that with you. But those people on Reddit can't see it because they're only seeing the centre third of the screen. We now have 232 on Reddit. So Reddit once again has overtaken Twitch. Is what event? Where? Where are we talking?
On your left, I think that's your window, isn't it?
What, the left? What, here?
Wait.
Up above your screen.
Keep holding up because you're on a delay.
There.
No, other side.
Oh, the other side.
Yeah, there, just where your hand is. To your left a bit.
This.
Oh, you can't keep still.
It's like the golden shot, isn't it?
Left a bit.
Down a bit. This, what I'm pointing to.
No.
To your left slightly. There's a big black thing with like grey louvers on.
This. This.
Yes, that. Yes,
it's
that.
straws. It's got all my bits and bobs in it.
Oh, straws.
Yeah, it's got all my bits and bobs in it. Look.
I see it now.
Looks like a vent.
No, it's got all my screws, nuts, bolts.
I actually thought
that's where he keeps his drawers.
I
hope they're washed.
I actually thought that it was something like a professional light that he hasn't got on at the moment. It looks like a pro light.
No. It's two cabinets where I keep all my nuts and bolts and USB cables and bits and bobs. Charles has a tough act to follow. On Reddit, Otis Clean Cheeks. But by the way, for the 325 people in Reddit, we are actually in London in the UK. So, and we have been talking about. Come see
us on this link.
Yeah, you can come see us on this link, and you'll be able to sit on that link. You'll be able to see what's going on. So we obviously it's very personal to us. The funeral and the death of the Queen. And I wish people would actually stop comparing Charles to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. The simple reason is Elizabeth was on the throne for 70 years. Charles has been on the throne, what, 12 days?
Yeah, yeah.
Give the guy a chance, all right? Give the guy a chance.
I'm going to agree with No Menu saying Charles has a tough act to follow, but I'm not going to agree with Charles will never measure up because it's only been 12 days. He does have a tough act to follow, but you've got to remember that she was on the throne for 70 years. And in that time, she made all of her own changes and all of her... She made the throne her own. So he basically now has to make the throne his own.
Yeah.
So,
He's got to impose his personality on it if he has a personality. But he's got to put his stamp, his authority on it. Just to let people know, in case you're wondering, that up there is a fan which is blowing on me, and that down there is a fan which is blowing on me. The reason being is because it's 13 degrees outside, but with all the studio lights I've got running in here and all the other equipment, it's actually 34. So I need to.
You know what it is,
down.
Chico? It's actually the fans are blowing to cool the fucking hot air that comes out of his mouth.
Did you see what I had in this straw here, Mickey? Hey, no, did you? I'll take it. Yeah, look, I'll show you what I've got in this straw here. Here you go.
Another one for the collection.
Yeah.
No Menu says it's a big flag on that T-shirt, and Otis says Union Jack. Actually, it's a Union flag. You're nearly right. But yeah, it is a big flag. It has to be a big flag to cover the big ones. So, I'm sorry, Eris, we have ignored you twice when you said this. I have never played any pen and paper role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons. What about you, Mickey? What about you, Steve?
No,
I don't play Dungeons and Dragons, and I've got to correct it. It's not the Union Jack. It's only called the Union Jack when it's flying on the jacksprit of a ship. Right? Yes. That's the only time. That's the only. Although she's had loads of semen in her. Although that's the. That's the only time it's called a Union Jack, right? Okay, you cannot call it a Union Jack. Other times it's called the Union flag.
How did I set that one up? I set that one up so smoothly, and I did not realise it was.
You've said that before as well.
My line was going to be, I am not a ship. I've been called many things, but certainly not a ship. But you got there with a better line, so. This is why we love Steve. You guys never let anything slide. Not if I can help.
No.
So all of those on Twitch, right? You're actually only seeing this part of the screen because you're watching in 916 vertical. But if you come over to Twitch, you can see everything, including my control center.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I need to have an argument with Reddit here. It is also what? It is also the Union Jack. Are you saying? Clarify before Steve wades on in with how you're wrong.
I need a 5 minutes, please.
No problem.
That's hilarious. I'm just expecting it to be. It is also called the Union Jack, and so we can all go. No, it's not. Best Pal said a bit earlier you could probably host your own radio show out of that, meaning your setup.
I probably could, yeah.
Probably could, but the problem is you have to pay for a license, otherwise it's illegal. And I know a lot of people don't care about that. And Chico says Charles is not ideal, but we don't know that for certain yet because it's only been 12 days. And Best Pal says he's only been on the throne 10 days and he's been upset because his mum died. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's you've got to give the guy a chance, haven't you? You've got to give a chance. You've got to let the guy a chance. I will go in and I'll go in. Just waffle for a minute. I'll see what I can do.
That's fine. Sort it out for another day. I was only going to.
No, I'll sort it out now.
I was only going to see if I could get an egg down between Tracy's cleavage there.
Yeah. Bear with me. Just carry on talking.
I'd rather an egg than poop, to be honest.
Well, it's eggs. I've got eggs this time.
You get it all in my hair. I've got my hair out specially.
Well, don't they use egg shampoo?
Oh, that's true. No, eggs and beer. That's fine. Just not poop and what's the other one? Tomatoes. Oh, tomatoes might be okay actually because it's astringent. Oh. I know, but interaction. We can only see your ear roll.
Yeah, he's got a big blackhead in there, hasn't he?
I know. I want to squeeze that. That might be his brain coming out.
It might well be.
Or his third eye. It could be his third eye.
Could be.
No, he's got his shorts on.
That's his third eye, not his brown eye. Mind you, if he was there, he'd be like Davros, wouldn't he? Especially in his wheelchair. Exterminate.
Have a drink again. Drink.
There he goes, back again.
Right, lovely.
Hey, I fixed it. Oh, all right, Nicky. There we go. Oh, I've got to rehydrate. I've got to go and get a drink. Hang on. Ah, there we go. Right. Well done. I do
like a fried egg.
I can fix shit. The morphine must be wearing off.
That's how we know that you can fix it. Yes.
Hey, well done, Mickey. Oh,
one for each of us now.
Best pal. Start doing sign language. I've got sign language for you, Best Pal.
I'm going to toilet. I'll be back in a minute.
Mickey, how rude! Didn't he see that I was putting two of them up? He had two from me and one from you, and he only called you out on it. Payback.
Well, you see, that's because he hates me and he loves you, Trace. You know what it is.
He loves you.
I think he's got the hots for me. That's why he keeps, you know.
Well, it is, yeah.
Being very suggestive towards me.
He's waiting to see the ball gag. You promised him the ball gag.
Yeah.
And the pink frillies.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. My bloody knees are playing up today. The cold weather's coming on, isn't it?
Oh no.
It felt like it got dark really early tonight, and oh my god, I had a bowl of pasta. I had a massive gravy bowl of pasta, like not just pasta, but there was
34 people on Reddit not talking to us.
Relatively speaking, it was a big bowl of pasta, and then it got dark, and so I was like this, going, "Oh my god, I've got to stay awake." I really, really, really felt the night drawing in, and my body clock went, "It's bedtime. It's bedtime." I managed it though. I'm up now, so.
Yeah, the wife got me walking the dog around the park yesterday, and I could feel the cold in my knees then. Because it's right by, I mean, I don't know about if you know Steve Alton Broad, but it's a big expanse of water.
Yeah.
And with the wind blowing off of there, it's really chilly.
I'd imagine it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, I if you remember during the heat wave, when we were getting 40-degree temperatures back 5 weeks ago, I actually undone a button on my shirt. I was getting that hot all yesterday. I had to do it back up again.
Oh no, God damn it. But yeah. We never actually got to 40 degrees here. I think the most we got was 37, 38.
Oh, we got 41 here, didn't we, Tracy? It was
because
a nightmare.
That, because we get the coastal breeze all the time.
Oh, I'm jealous. Oh,
it was a nightmare. But it's according to my outdoor thermometer, it's now 13 degrees out there.
Yeah, 9. It's 9 here according to my PC.
The weather has turned. Well, it always does, doesn't it, at the end of September? Middle of September, end of September, and
well, I know that we're about to hit some kind of payout, so I've put a deposit down on the house near the sea anyway, because I know it's going to be an amazing amount of money. Let's try the game. It needs Mickey to hear this. Mickey, I know how much you want to date me, but sorry to disappoint you. I'm married.
Oh dear.
You're gutted,
how
aren't you, Mickey?
How disappointed are you?
Huh? How disappointed are you?
I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. Tracy's crying about it because you're married.
Look at him. I was trying to do that so subtly as well. Don't leave me, Mickey.
Oh dear.
I've made them all jump on Reddit. They're all sitting there. They've gone from.
Oh my God.
Just to put you in perspective, Turbo Best Pal, if a nuke landed on London, everybody in the UK would be dead, so there's no point in moving. All right, we are that small a country. So, this is a debate that people have many times, but we are that small a country that if a nuke lands on London, most of us would be dead as well. No, the postcards aren't signed as Tracy and Mickey because we're not actually that close to each other. If we ever meet, I will get all the postcards signed, but it's a case of getting together where we can meet and the technical difficulties of it, because the main problem is me. Are you smoking, Mickey?
It's the main problem. It's Steve.
All right, okay, he's vaping. All right, he's vaping. All right, he's vaping. I'll let him off. Not everyone will be dead. You'll be dust, and everybody else will be able to go outside. Yeah, I've been to Cardiff too, so I know exactly what you mean. Mickey, you kill me. There you go. I'll tell you what, right? I'll tell you what. I've got an idea. I've got an idea, Tracy. It's the Mickey show. Yeah, there you go. Mickey, it's all yours, mate. I love you, not us.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the Wiki Mickey Show. With me, your host. Who am I? After that last remark, he had to follow. What, you want a ball gag for 20,000 points? Oh, sorry. They've run off and left me to it. And as you all know, I'm the quiet one. Timmy.
I'm just putting my hand down my trousers and then having a good old sniff.
Oh, great. But anyway, welcome. Timmy, you don't want a ball gag? No? Oh, right. Okay. Just to stop you squealing, best pal. Just to stop you squealing. Hey. Oh, here comes Woody. That's better. Oh, here comes Tracy.
What we are going to do is, in future broadcasts, we're actually going to split the show up into segments, and we're going to do a segment discussing the day's news, and we're also going to give Mickey his own segment called Mickey Wiki. All right, where he talks about how dare you? How dare you? I don't want Mickey to give me one, thank you.
You'd be honoured. Yeah. You'd be honoured because
he won't be able to talk with a ball gag.
Yeah. Oh, a ball gag. Sorry, I thought it was miles away. Right. And we're going to give Mickey his own section called Wiki Mickey, where he goes and finds all the funny bits out about Wikipedia. So I just sort of mention it. Anyway, look, obviously you all want Mickey, so I'll just shut the fuck up.
Oh, we could just ride on Mickey's coattails. That's absolutely fine.
But why? I'm the one that says the least.
That's probably what it is, Mickey. You are soothing on the ears of people who've had to suffer me and Steve waffling on and shouting at them and screeching. Put that baby to bed.
I'm just king of the one-liners. Yeah, get out of bed. Look at the time. 20 past 12, nearly 25 past, and you still got that kid up. Get out of bloody bed. She looks a bit Polish to me. I don't know if she is.
Oh, Andy said that. Andy said exactly that.
What? She looks
What
Polish.
does a Polish person look like?
Her.
Her. Yeah, exactly that.
Mickey's oh, here she comes again. Get to bed.
I'm looking at her. I'm looking at. Hang on, I'm looking at her full screen.
Oh,
just to see.
Yeah. She looks Romanian, says Best Pal. See,
You could be actually right, yeah, but she's Eastern. She's Eastern European.
We're all on the same.
Send on the Russian vet, Steve, said BSC.
I'll tell you what, she's got a hell of a thigh gap.
Knock knees as well.
She needs a pie.
BSC says send on the Russian vet.
You can drive a bus between them thighs.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah, look. Yeah, look.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a thigh gap or what, Mickey?
That certainly is, yeah.
It could be rickets.
I'll have to check that out on Wiki.
She does look Romanian, actually. She looks angry.
I'm sorry, I've got no idea. I've got no idea what an Albanian. This is the other day I got accused. Somebody was trying to turn somebody on Reddit. Surprise, surprise, was trying to turn it into a racist thing. And I've got no idea what a Polish woman looks like, or what an Albanian woman looks like, or what. Do you know what? I don't even know what a British person looks like. What does a standard British person look like? Can anyone tell me?
No idea.
No,
is there one?
No, I just think that I'm in agreement. I think she looks. Is it Slavic? Slavic? I think.
Slavic, yeah.
European.
Yeah.
You're married to a ginger alien. You don't count.
Oh dear.
That's how I can tell, because she doesn't look like a ginger alien.
So.
Just get your ginger alien to nip over there in his fucking spaceship and see. Huh?
Chico, just say, Chico, what is it you want? What is it you want with your 8,000 points? Let's see what he can get for 8,000 points. What can he get for 8,000 points?
He can get a postcard for 8,000 points.
Is it the postcard you're after?
He can get for a postcard for 8,000 points.
Is it the postcode you're after, Chico? I can tell you, but I don't want to get banned. You won't get you. Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh well, Chico, keep saving. You never know your luck as to what might.
Is it love you're after, or just a good time?
Yes, best pal. We want to hear a joke. Come on, best pal. Let's hear a joke. Let's hear a joke.
I hope it's funnier than your last fucking one.
Yeah, let's hear a joke.
He wants a postcard. He says.
Okay, yeah, postcard. Well, hurry up. How far away are you? How far away are you, Chico?
He's probably got about 300.
Yeah.
He's given us the joke. eBay was so useless. I tried looking for lighters and it came up with 13k matches.
That's nothing. That's nothing. That's how I got my missus on eBay. I went on eBay, right, looking for a bag bargain, and in the end, I bargained and got a bag.
Oh.
And he did actually meet his partner on eBay.
I was just about to say, hilariously.
I did actually meet my partner on eBay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
After she told him to fuck off about 500 times.
I've told him the duck joke, haven't I, Mickey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, the parrot joke. I haven't told you the parrot joke.
Oh, here we go.
A bloke walks into the bar with a parrot on his shoulder. And the barman says, "Where'd you get that?" And the parrot says, "There's hundreds of them walking about outside."
I've heard it before, but it's the way you tell them. Oh, dear.
Who's there, pal? Who's there, pal? I hope
Yeah,
you're not knocking on my door.
Come on, knock. Who's there? Yeah, who's there? Interrupting cow. He knows you, Tracy.
See, that weren't part of the joke. That was
Oh,
just
I know, but he knows you, Tracy. Do you know, we've done all this without drugs or alcohol.
Well, you're on the drugs, mate.
Well, the morphine wore off hours ago. Couldn't you tell? I've not fucked anything up.
Well, yeah, there is that, I suppose.
You're not bouncing off the walls as well tonight.
I'm not bouncing off the walls tonight, no.
Off as well.
Tomorrow is my last day on high dose steroids.
Oh, nothing much. Tracy at the door.
Tomorrow is my last day on high dose steroids. So. Shit. Back in a second. Chill your beans. And I've got trousers on. Look.
Yay! Must be cold.
Must have forgot his injection.
Right, pal. We took it you fed us some lines and we laughed. So interrupting cow. I know we should have said interrupting cow who, but everybody just went, oh well, you met Tracy before then.
Oh dear.
Shit, Mickey, you were spot on.
Exactly.
I can't believe this. I've got to take these every day of my life, and I've forgotten all about this.
No.
I can't believe that. I've got to take one of these every day of my life. Unbelievable. I forgot all about it.
It's all right. He's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
You're not left with the old married couple. The kid's back.
What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to inject myself live on air. Look, pre-filled syringe. Cut the cap off. Oh, carry on, people. Don't mind me. Find a bit of my belly that isn't bruised.
He has to inject Viagra into his dick every night, otherwise it'll fall off.
Yeah.
Otherwise it falls off. All done.
All done.
Most of us use a blue pill, but I've always struggled to get it down the eye myself. But there you go.
I know, and if you get it in your eye, you look hard. I
can't believe I forgot to do that.
What do we all think? Thinking about eBay, what do we all think about eBay banning the sales of the wristbands for the queue, the Queen's queue?
I think it's good.
I think it's good as well.
Why?
I think it's
what they're going for, 70 grand or something, 7 grand or I can't remember what it was, some fucking astronomical sum. I think it's great that they're doing that.
But why? I mean,
He's already done it. He's injected his willy.
I didn't inject my willy, all right, Chico Chew TV.
He did. That was his Viagra going in.
I have to inject a blood thinner every single day, a blood thinner called Clexane, and I have to inject it into my stomach, and I'll prove it. Stand by to be horrified, all right? Here's my stomach, and you can see all the bruises. Look, there you go. All the bruises where I have to inject myself each day with a blood thinner. So
that's where he missed his dick.
Yeah, that's where I missed my dick.
Yeah, he couldn't see his dick.
Yeah, I couldn't find my dick. I have to inject myself with a blood thinner. So, and I completely forgot to do it.
Because I saw the thing about them that they were banning it. Now I can understand that of them banning it while the queue was on, because people buying it and buying their way into the queue. Yeah, we don't want that. But now that it's over, do you think they'll lift the ban?
I think it needs to be another week or so. I think if they'd have sold them in about 3 weeks' time, it would have been respectful. But I think selling it while we're still in mourning, I think is disrespectful.
I just wondered what you thought of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder my balls are so huge. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right.
I want to know how Chico knows how big his balls are.
Oh, they've heard.
They've heard. You've got a reputation for being Big Boy Billy.
Yeah, they've heard. Oh,
I don't know if it's me, Trace, but you're gone ever so quiet.
Oh, I haven't done anything.
No, she hasn't done anything. She's not quite right. From tomorrow, I have to do 2 injections a day.
Have I gone quiet?
You heard that, did? Oh. For those that don't know, I have an incurable cancer called follicular lymphoma, and I have to take a lot of medication. I'm actually on chemotherapy at the moment. I have spoken about it once today. I'll just briefly go over it now. I'm on chemotherapy, and I have to take a lot of medication for it. Plus, I have to inject myself with a blood thinner once a day, because one of the medications that I'm on actually causes my blood to clot, so I've got to be aware of that. And I'm on chemotherapy, and from tomorrow I have to inject myself twice a day with 2 different injections, which is great fun because I fucking hate needles. And I've got a port permanently installed on my arm here behind this dressing, so they can inject me to save me being injected with needles because I fucking hate them. And I have to take lots of tablets as well, which I'm just taking my evening tablets. Yeah, anyway, carry on, people. Sorry, I've got to take this as well.
Yeah, no, I just wondered if I had gone quiet. Oh, Chico says we love you, Woody. No, I just wondered if I'd gone quiet on Twitch or whether it might just be a Skype thing. Because if it's just a Skype thing, we don't need to worry about it. But if they can't,
that's probably it's just a Skype thing, I think.
Back? Oh, okay.
It's better than it was.
A dip or something. Who knows? Oh, isn't it great?
But to be fair, a bit of quiet from you now and again, Trace, is great.
I totally understand. It probably was Steve turning me down then. Shut the fuck up. Shh. You know, like
19 silent people. I know what Reddit's doing, right? Reddit is trying to be as quiet as possible. Right? There's obviously a competition on Reddit is how quiet can we be? How non-interactive can we be? Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mickey. Are we keeping you up? Is it past your bedtime?
Yes. Yeah, you are.
I thought there was a ship going past or something.
Oh, the sea's about a mile away.
I'll tell you what, right? I'll tell you what. Do you know what? I always used to yawn when the Magic Roundabout theme tune came on. I used to go to bed not long after that.
Yeah,
we're kids. Yeah, we're kids.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, Alex, we'll get you.
Alex.
Because of the royal thing and everything else taking over things over this week, but we'll get you on as a guest again in the very near future. We were talking about this just earlier. We will get you on as a guest in the very near future. And we'll try and get you on with all 3 of us rather than just me. So we'll see what happens, Alex. We'll get you all on.
I was here, but I went.
Yeah, that's the story of his life, though.
Oh, that was because there was Skype
I never come.
problems,
I always seem to be going.
There was Skype problems with you.
Do you know what? Mickey went in the doctor's the other day complaining of not being very well, and the doctor said, well, I'm going to need a stool sample, a sperm sample, and a urine sample. So Mickey took his boxer shorts off and gave them to him.
Exactly. There you go. Right.
A lot of I've looked in a couple of Reddit streams just lately, and a couple of the Reddit streams that I've looked in have all been people stoned off their head on drugs. So I'm wondering if that's what it is. We're not off our head on drugs and broadcasting. Well, I don't smoke, so I do have a vape though. Look at this, I do have a vape. I've not had a vape for ages. Let me just have a vape.
Oh, he's going to be on the floor now. What was that mixing with the meds? There's a bit of nicotine.
There's no nicotine. No nicotine.
Oh, okay.
No, I've not had a vape for ages. I just remember why I haven't had a vape for ages. That's why I haven't had a vape for ages.
And faces like that will get you clipped onto TikTok.
Oh, that's my cum face. What are you talking about? That's my cum face.
Oh dear, oh dear. Imagine that looming above you.
Yeah. Above? Behind?
Thank fuck for that. I don't want to see that face. Oh god. Oh dear, that was like the chemo fart face as well.
If I did my cum face, you'd think I was Oriental.
You're making me incontinent again.
Again, it's an age thing.
Chico says, if you could pick a country to live in, what would it be?
I already did.
Yeah, well, I'd go to Kos in Greece, and Steve would go to Tenerife in Spain.
No, Steve would go to Chislehurst in Kent.
Oh, right.
I love this country. I wouldn't want to live. I've been all over the world, Mickey. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Oh,
I like going to Tenerife, right? I like the break. I don't want to live there. I like living here. Thank you.
If we could have the climate of Kos over here, I'd quite happily stay. But
no, I like our climate. Funnily enough, that's one of the best things about this place, Mickey. That we have 4 clearly defined seasons. And we have 4 clearly defined seasons: cold, fucking cold, freezing, and might be summer.
All in the same day.
Yeah, all in the same day. So I like it. I like it over here.
For me, I do love England. I love Britain. If we're going to split England up,
You've never been out of the country except to Scotland, Tracy. How would you know?
I was about to say. I know. I haven't got anything to be able to compare it to. But I was going to say that if we're going to split Britain up into the separate countries, and I couldn't live in England, it would be Scotland or Ireland that I lived in. So, very boring because I haven't explored the world very much yet. But I intend to. I want to. There's a couple. I'm quite tempted by a cruise, even though you say that it's a floating prison. I'm quite tempted to go on like oh God, what's it?
Cruise.
Norway's fjords or something like that. Lol.
Possibly for me, Australia, but that's only because it's full of pissheads.
Also full of big fucking spiders.
It's full of pissheads. That's why they're all drunk in Australia.
It's well known that Australia's got more deadly spiders than any other country in the world.
Yeah, well, that's what the way to deal with deadly spiders is to stay drunk.
Yeah.
Which is why Australians stay drunk.
Best pal, probably Era, Southern Ireland, and it would have to be like the beautiful bits.
So Mickey's the only fun one, noted, right? Yeah, Mickey is the only fun one. Yeah, he is.
What gives you that impression?
This is my show, and Mickey's apparently the star. I'm being overshadowed.
Don't you worry.
I do apologise. It's not my fault.
Oh.
You lot will get me banned. You viewers will get me banned.
You won't. I've been to the States. Been to the States many times. Canada. I'm sorry. I've not been. Well, actually, I have been. Do you want a confession?
Yeah.
Is there anybody watching this?
No.
No one's watching.
I'm going to get into a lot of trouble for this, right? I have been to Canada illegally. Not all of me, just my left foot. No, seriously, right? I was in New York. I was doing a TV program in New York, filming a TV program in New York, and I had a couple of days break. I'd always fancied going up and seeing the Niagara Falls, not just the Horseshoe Fall, but the Fall of the Americas and the other falls, because there's more than one fall at Niagara. And this is a true story. So we drove up to Niagara, and I noticed something very strange, right? That Niagara's on the border with Canada, okay, just by the border. I noticed something very strange. All of the road crossings between Canada and the United States have border control with armed guards, right? And then you get great big open spaces until you get to the next one. These open spaces have no fences, no nothing. And every now and again you get a little sign that says Canada, United States. And I thought, hang on a minute. You've got the border guards on the road, but there's nothing in between. What's to stop anybody from just driving in between the border posts? So I found a parking area, and I stopped, and I saw this sign that said Canada here, United States there. So I actually stepped over the border with my left foot.
Oh, you need your left foot.
And I didn't go any further because I was a bit unsure, because I thought, these Americans, I know that I kid that they're stupid, right? But I know the Canadians aren't stupid, right? But there's a vast area here that's unguarded. I'm a bit worried that they're actually guarding it with technology that I don't know about. Surely they would not be stupid enough to leave an area unguarded that anybody with a 4x4 can just drive across. So I put my left foot across into Canada.
He put his left foot in.
Yep, I put my left foot in, and then I thought I was tempted.
In the night, he shook it all about.
I was tempted to jump into Canada completely, but I thought, if I do, because I left my passport back in the safe in the hotel. I thought, if I go into Canada and I haven't got my passport, I'm in deep shit. So I put my left foot in, and I kept it in there for a couple of minutes, and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police didn't charge me down. The first the first Brigade of the Marines didn't arrest me. So I thought I was good. But yeah, my left foot has actually been to Canada. There you go. That is a true story.
And it needs to be arrested for, what is it when you cross, for illegal immigration?
Arrest my left foot for illegal immigration, then. Go on. With nothing above the knee went in.
A lot of the guys I play, I say a lot, there's probably 3 or 4 of them I play games with the Canadians, and the in-joke with us is they're all ungrateful colonials.
Oh,
So
all praise to the Canadians today, Mickey. They led the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, led the procession. The Mounties did. So, yeah. That shows you what esteem we hold the Canadians in. Yeah. We actually let you lead the parade.
How they control those horses with all that noise and guns going off, Big Ben bonging. Absolutely.
Hold on.
No. None of my testicles were in because I only put my left foot in up to the knee. I can't really explain it, but I was standing on one foot and I put my left foot in.
He's trying to say that your testicles are so big that you have to tuck them into your socks.
No, it's I can actually put my left foot in without putting a testicle in. Oh.
It's because the Immigration and Border Control is still looking for that ankle.
Yeah, I can't understand. I can't understand why they've got border control on the roads, but no, I mean we're talking miles here. Anybody that's been to the border will know what I'm talking about. Miles of open spaces where people could just walk across.
How do you know it's not mined?
Because it didn't blow my left foot off, you dickhead.
That doesn't mean to say you stepped in the fucking wrong place, haven't you?
Well, I'm not going to go over there and jump all across the border, am I, just to prove a point? I don't think they mine it.
I just had a vision of Steve doing, the cost.
When I was in the army in Germany, trust me, the east-west border was fucking mined. They also had machine guns on the fences.
Best pal, if you do, you need to take photographic evidence for us. That's hilarious. He says, I know what I'm doing when I next go to America.
Well, you're going to jump over the border, you're going to play hopscotch on the border.
Yeah, but he's married to an American, isn't he? His wife's American.
Yeah, but Canada, the border, where he's going to go to the border with Canada.
Well, I know that. Stick his left foot in.
Yeah, illegally.
It reminds me
and
of
your left
story.
Testicle, don't forget. Chico says.
It reminds me of another story about America. We're driving along this road, right, coming back, and I come across this sign that said, last chance to get gasoline at whatever price before the border, right? And I said to my partner, I said, should we fill up? And she said, no, we've got enough there. And I thought, okay, well, I said, it's the last chance to get gas before the border. I don't want to get caught out. And we're going along, about a mile down the road, we come across another gas station with a sign that said, did you really fall for that guy that said last chance to get gas at that price because we're cheaper?
Oh my God. Oh,
seriously.
That's hilarious.
When you thought, yeah, I understand exactly what they were doing. It was the last chance to get gas at a very high price before you cross the border. The next gas station had the gas at a low price. And I thought, how many people have been caught out by that sign? Because I was nearly caught out by it. I thought that was hilarious.
That's very good. Very good.
Oh, I've been to Korea, lack of choices. I've been to Korea. I've stood on that border. And I've got to tell you that was one of the most frightening experiences of my life. 2012, I went to Korea, and when you go down to the border, right, women aren't allowed to wear high-heeled shoes, and men aren't allowed to have cameras with long telephoto lenses on. And it's just very, very bizarre in Korea. The whole Korea thing is strange. But I've actually stood on that border and I've stared down those Korean guards, and it actually sent a shiver down my spine. And you're told not to. One of the things you're also told not to do is not to stare down the Korean guards, but you just have to when you're there. But it sent a shiver down my spine, and that's widely regarded as one of the most dangerous places in the world. And or one of the most dangerous borders in the world. And I've actually stood right at it. I just thought I'd take that as an aside. That was in 2012, but Korea, what a fucked up place that is. That's really strange. Yeah. Yeah. Woody, I'm going to test your theory. I'm going to sprint from America to Canada. Go for it. You know, like I say, this huge swathes of countryside which are unguarded. I mean, it's only the Brits, the Americans and the Canadians can't see the irony of only guarding the roads. I can. Why do you only go? You know, if you want to smuggle something, just drive it across country.
Yep.
Yeah, so just drive it across country. So it just strikes me as odd. But there we go. I also know that that's the border between Canada and America is the longest contiguous border in the world. Right, okay. Well, I got my...
He's going to say, Timmy says, what's the worst place you've been to? Steve will say his left foot in Canada.
The worst. Define define what you mean by worst. Define what you mean by worst. The place, the worst place that I've been to, is Cape Town. Not Cape Town itself. Cape Town itself is lovely. Cape Town is gorgeous, but I'm talking about the shanty towns outside Cape Towns. That is what I would define as the worst, because the standard of living and the cost of life there. If Americans think the cost of life is low, they want to go and they want to go and look at the shanty towns in Cape Town. It's a terrible way of life, and life is so cheap there. It's unbelievable. Robin Island, off of Cape Town, Robin Island is a prison. It's a prison off the island of Cape Town,
yeah.
And it's the prison where Nelson Mandela was kept at. And they do a tour now, and I went there on the tour. This was in 2011, Cape Town, and I went on the tour of Robin Island. And when you find out how the South Africans, and in a completely different country by the time I went there, when you found out how they treated the blacks and people like Nelson Mandela on Robin Island, you suddenly realise that was probably the worst place in the world. The worst place in the world, and I've got a photograph, and I'll dig it out eventually, of one of the guys there that's now a tour guide that went in there when he was a young child in Robin Island, and he was so institutionalised that when the prison was torn apart and pulled, and when it was stopped, he couldn't leave the regime. He had to stay on the island. He became a tour guide. He's a 40-year-old man now. And it was just a very, very, very scary moment. And yeah, that is the worst place that I've been to in that respect, where I think that human beings have done miserable things to each other. Is Robin Island in that respect, and the shanty towns out in Cape Town for just the poor and low quality of life. I'm sure there's other towns in like India and Asia. I haven't been to India, and I've been to Asia, but not all Asian countries. But in that respect, that is the worst place I've ever been to. I hope that answers your question anyway. We now got 21 people on Reddit not talking.
Woo!
So, but Cape Town itself is a lovely town.
On Twitch, we're very happy with the numbers on Twitch, and we're
very happy, very happy.
Lots of interaction with you guys tonight. We love viewer interaction.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
I love our viewers. They know I love them.
Yeah, we love our viewers. Mickey loves them even more because he's that kind.
He loves them long time. $10.
I was going to go there.
Sucky.
I'll tell you another place that I've been to, which I would regard as the worst place. I was out in Thailand, Bangkok, and the Bangkok red light area is called Pat Pong, and I decided to go to Pat Pong just to see what it was like. And I got there, and we walked down the streets there, and my partner looked at me and said, "I'm very uncomfortable," and I said, "I am as well." And the reason we were both very uncomfortable was because we couldn't tell the ages of the people that were there. And that worried me. When you can't tell the ages of the sex workers, that really worries you. So we left. We didn't see the sights. I mean, I didn't want to be in an area where I couldn't tell the age. And I'm talking young. You couldn't tell how young they were. And I thought, no, I don't want to be here. It's wrong. Yeah. It's very wrong. So they were probably all over the age of consent or whatever it is in Thailand. But I didn't like the fact that I couldn't readily tell how old they were.
Yeah, and see that there will be people who aren't of the age of consent, and that is what a lot. I'm not saying all, and I'm not saying the majority, but a lot of sex tourists will be going there for the fact that they look young and possibly are young.
Yeah, look at Gary Glitter.
Precisely, that's what I'm saying.
Biggest fucking scumbag in the world.
Like I said, I'm not tarring everybody who goes to Thailand for the sex industry. Not at all. That's absolutely fine. But there is this group of people, and I'm going to go sideways here to say hi, Prize Woodpecker.
Yes, good evening, Prize Woodpecker. You are unique. You are very, very unique. There is only you and Expert Shame out of the 365 viewers we've had on Reddit. It's only you and Expert Shame that have actually bothered to speak. So we've come to the conclusion that either our audio isn't working, or everybody on Reddit has their fingers super glued together.
Oh no! Or the other one was that there's probably a competition going on to see how long people can last by not saying anything in chat.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, musical statues, but that's it, musical statues, but on Reddit, isn't it? Musical fingers.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And to answer your question, Prize, we're really good actually tonight. We're doing good. We're streaming here, and it's been a really good evening. So much fun, lots of fun.
I haven't got. Best Pal wants me to tell him his embarrassing story. I mean, my embarrassing story started on the 13th of December 1959, and it's continuing.
Yeah. I'd have to try and pick.
Tracy. It's your Pornhub. He doesn't think.
Doesn't think we know. Doesn't think we know. He's playing with his buttons, his mood buttons.
Don't tell anybody he's Pornhub. The audio's fine. Well, Price Woodpecker, if the audio's fine, then it must be over 300 people on Reddit. Either 300 people on Reddit don't speak English and have decided to watch an English language stream, and they don't speak the language. That could be the only reason.
Or there must be a competition that we don't know about. A competition that we don't know about. So basically, see how long you can go into a stream for and not say a bloody word.
I'm allergic to the adhesive they use on these, and if I don't, I'm in between antihistamines at the moment.
Go on then, Best Pal. Let's see if it really is embarrassing, or if we can.
Yeah, come on. Let's hear your embarrassing story.
You do realise, Best Pal, that the longer that you live, the more embarrassing stories that you will have that will basically squash this one, and you'll go, oh yeah, that really wasn't that bad because that was terrible. Take your time. Give us it all meaty.
Yeah.
I can't even think of. I'm sitting here. I'm trying to think of a really embarrassing thing that's happened. I really can't.
No, I'm quite controlled. I'm quite controlled. I don't. Well, I don't actually get embarrassed. That's the thing. I make so many fuck ups in my life that I've got nothing that I could be embarrassed about, really, have I?
Well, I mean, I've had embarrassing things happen to me, or things that I've done that have been embarrassing, and they usually come to you. This is what happens. You do something that is embarrassing, or something embarrassing's happened to you. Sorry.
I'm allergic to the medical adhesive, Tracy.
I know. The face was just yeah.
I've already taken an antihistamine because I'm waiting for it to work, because I felt my last antihistamine run out, and I'm waiting for it to work. And in the meanwhile, I've got a. I told you it's my cum face.
Do they not do an anti-allergenic one?
That is the anti-allergenic one.
And it's still.
Yeah.
You're still allergic to that?
Yes. Yeah. One of the chemotherapy drugs I have called.
Have they tried duct tape?
No.
Perhaps you're not allergic to duct tape.
No, I'm allergic. It's my immune system. It's my immune system is all out of whack, Mickey. So I'm allergic to everything. But yeah, duct tape works.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
Oh.
while you were going shush shush, I was fucking about with my lights because my light went out for some reason.
Okay.
Sorry, we'll come back to you in a minute, Best Pal. I just wanted to finish what I was saying. Is that basically you have these series of embarrassing events that happen over your life, and each one sort of like covers up the other ones. And it's like, oh, that's. But what happens is, just as you're about to fall asleep, your brain goes, well, remember that time that your tits fell out of your bra? Oh, great, thanks. And you're awake, going, oh, for fuck's sake.
That was embarrassing when my tits fell out my bra.
Did she just go on about her tits, Nikki?
Yeah, falling out of her bra.
Because she can't resist it, can she? She has to talk about her tits at least once, doesn't she, each stream?
Right.
Anyway, so Best Pal.
Do you know what? I'm glad I'm not. I'll be playing with the fuckers all day, me.
Yeah.
If I had a pair like that, fucking hell, I'd be playing with them all day.
Tying them in a knot and throwing them over your shoulder.
God, dear. I'd have that nipple in my mouth. Hey.
Oh, I'll show you how I can fold it in half once. Oh, maybe, but I won't.
No, maybe you won't. You get me thrown off I've just been thrown off of Facebook. You'll get me thrown off of fucking.
I didn't mean on Twitch. Oh dear. Anyway, Best Pal says basically it was at a family barbecue. My sister's partner proposed to her, and she said no. I walked outside from pouring pint, clapping and shouting congratulations, and everyone fell silent and was like, you know, they said no.
Where are you? I'm just trying to ask. Where are you from, Prize Woodpecker? Just out of curiosity. Just wondering where you're from there. I agree. You agree about what?
Oh, that's probably about the embarrassing thing.
Oh, right, okay.
God save Brian.
That was probably about having big boobs and playing with them all day.
Brian May should live forever. Somebody said on Reddit. Look, they're talking on Reddit now. Somebody said on Reddit, God save Brian May. I agree. Brian May should live forever. Second best Queen artist, Brian May.
Of course, they're talking on Reddit because we mentioned the breasticles and.
Is that what it is? We just said tits, so they're talking on Reddit.
We found their level.
Oh, right, okay.
Chewing nips and stuff like that. Lack of choices. Here's one, Mickey. I once on abseiling to a class of female officer cadets on the last 30 days of field exercise in the summer. I was teaching the Swiss seat with a split in my cameos and full commando. Guess what happened when I squatted and pulled the lead ropes tight?
Don't tell me the grass tickled your nuts.
We're over here in London. You can probably tell from the accent. Prize Woodpecker. We're over in London. We're actually just winding down from today's pomp and circumstance. You can also catch us on Twitch. We're live on Twitch. I've just posted the URL there because you're not actually seeing the complete picture on Reddit. You're only seeing the middle third. Whereas on Twitch we are on full widescreen.
And
it's nice to speak to you.
You are so welcome over there. Come
absolutely.
Come onto Twitch and get the full effect. We've got a chat box going on over there, so if you don't think you're going to be missing out on being able to talk to us, there's a full chat box.
Most disgusting thing I've ever done is this stream.
Bryson, I'll be slapping them around all day and pay for nothing in life. Let me tell you, having a pair of breasts does not open doors for you. Seriously.
It stops you breaking your nose when you fall over, though.
Exactly.
Gives you a black eye when you run.
Black eye, black knees. If you're over a certain age, I think a lot of guys think that having a pair of boobs means that you don't have to have anything. You don't have to pay for anything. And honestly, I sit here in my mansion with my Lamborghini and my it doesn't happen. Right.
Well,
most disgusting.
I said to my wife, they get a bit saggy as you get older. I asked my wife to show me her tits the other day. She lifted the hem of her skirt up.
I pulled her socks down.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. So Best Pal wants to know the most disgusting thing you've ever done. Oh, Best Pal, I've just read what you just said. I'll tell you what, I'm sure I've sat next to you in the pub. No, you're not old enough. I was going to say 25 years ago, somebody did that, and I've just I thought I'd erased that memory, and I really don't want to think about it. No.
Oh,
Oh my God! Oh, he's taking the magic.
The thing is, Alex, did you get any offers out of it? This is what I want to know. Did you get any offers out of it? See them old nuts are dangling a free
He's
there.
taking the magic juice and he's turning into Mr. Hyde.
For those who wonder what I'm doing, I've actually got cancer. I'm on chemotherapy, and what I have is I have a port on my arm. This chemo port, and it's itching like crazy, absolutely itching like crazy. And the one thing I can't do is I can't scratch it, because if I do, I'll pull the dressing off, and it's got to be kept sterile and clean. And it's absolutely antagonising me. I'm waiting for the antihistamine to kick in. As soon as the antihistamine kicks in, takes about 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to go, because otherwise I'm gonna end up scratching all night. Sorry, I just thought I'd tell you
cool,
that.
because I mean, the faces you were making and saying that it was your cum face. I mean, that was 3 in a row. Of a lucky bugger.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. The most disgusting thing. It might have to keep for another time, because again, I can't think of. See, I think that's the thing about being quite a chilled person as well as having ADHD, is that it doesn't usually bother me. I bet you I get into bed tonight and I will instantly remember the most embarrassing thing and the most disgusting thing, and it will bother me to the point of fucking insomnia, and I'll still be laying there at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning going, why did I do that? So I will, if I remember, I will endeavour to let you know on the next stream, which is on Wednesday.
Yes, we are back Wednesday.
Yes. Yes, see, look, Pride Rebecca said, almost thought you were turning into Teen Wolf. That was it. It was like a cross between turning into werewolf, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and also Michael Jackson turning into the Thriller Man. You know, where he's like,
Joe Hurton says on Twitch over there, on Reddit over there, at 1:11 a.m. in the morning, what do you say to an American about the Queen's passing? Well, it was a funeral today, and I can say what a fantastic day that was.
Fantastic day it was.
It was very somber, but it was very, 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 very well done.
I'd also be scared by Michael Jackson fucking, if I'm absolutely honest there, best pal.
You're all right. You're not a chimp or a child, so you'll say.
At 1:11 in the morning, what would you say to America about the Queen's passing? I'd say that we gave her a good send off.
Definitely.
We did. Yeah.
That will be my that will be what I would say about the Queen's passing. We gave her a good send off.
Like I said earlier, I only watched it for the pageantry and for the military side of it, and that was absolutely fantastic. Everything's spot on.
But bringing it back to the Queen passing, just the Queen dying, it's terribly sad. And yes, she was 96, and it would be expected. And it was still a shock because she was doing her duties right up to 2 days before. So although she was 96 and she had COVID and she'd lost her husband and everything like this, it was still a shock to the country that she's gone. She reigned for 70 years. Whether you like the royal family or not in this country, whether you like the royal family or not, she was an icon. She was an icon. She was head of Great Britain PLC. She was like, big. I was going to say big boss person, but she wasn't the boss. She didn't tell us what to do or anything, but she was always there as a figurehead of strength and unity and and things like that. Go on, Mickey.
Exactly that.
Mickey?
Exactly that, Tracy. No, you've described
it.
I didn't
say anything. I was listening. I was intently listening to your succinct reply.
I ran out of space on my paper.
No,
I was wondering whether fucking Reddit would be shut down by the time you'd shut your gob or what.
I'm learning. I've reined it in, you see. I've reined it in. I suddenly thought, hang on a minute, it might be Steve or Mickey's turn now. So I'm sharing is caring. Well, Michael Jackson had so much plastic in him, he's now a fucking Lego brick. Well, he's dead, so. And don't insult Lego bricks. I love my Lego. Hang on a minute.
It's only when she gets her leg over.
No, I love my Lego.
Listen, people. It's 1:13 here.
No.
A.M. It's 1:13 a.m. Should we call it a night at 1:30, Mickey and Tracy?
Yes. All right. Cool.
Yeah. That'll do me well. I was beginning to wilt, to be fair.
Yeah. No.
Viagra will sort that out.
As you know, a few minutes ago when you were going shh, 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 I was dozing off.
Because we were going shh.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna eat when I'm finished. I've got my scones and jam to eat. I'm very British.
I'm gonna have a cup of tea and a fag.
Oh, you
and I'm gonna send the fag home.
All those Americans are saying he's gonna have a fag.
Yeah, I'm gonna send them home after.
And when people say to me, what do you identify as? That's me. I identify as a Lego minifig. That is me in minifig form. So
I identify as a potato.
It's got no tits, Tracy. It's got no tits.
No, not this one. It doesn't. You can get ones that have got the shapes of breasts now. I don't know if you can see this one. This one doesn't have breasts either, but this one is
Just see a green screen. You want to pull it back a bit.
To change.
Pull it back a bit.
There we go.
That's it. Yeah, just there.
The girl's got. My daughter's got me this. I survived 2020,
right.
And that's me in Lego. That's actually me. Apparently, 'cause it's got the hair and everything, and on the back it's got my name. And I haven't opened it because it is so precious to me. So.
Well, don't forget to subscribe to our wonderful stream, people, please.
Yes.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway.
Mickey, are you allowed to smoke indoors? Well, it's my fucking house. I'll do what I want.
No, you fucking won't.
Yeah.
No, seriously. What? Mickey, I've had one while chilling in a snatch. Oh. Right. He's had a fag while chilling in a snatch.
Military speak.
Yeah, no, I'm going to echo what...
you can tell I've stopped scratching. You can tell the antihistamine's working because A, I've stopped scratching, and B, I'm yawning. That's what the antihistamine does. Tracy and I, by the way, don't smoke. I don't smoke. Tracy doesn't smoke. I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to roll my own cigarettes, and I used to smoke cannabis, but I gave it up nearly 4 years ago now, and I haven't touched anything since. So
I gave up smoking. I wasn't a heavy smoker, but I smoked for 20 years and gave up in 2006.
I gave up when I got really ill, because when you get really ill, it's sort of and you're on oxygen. You're in an isolation ward. And you're on oxygen, and the surgeon comes in and says, if you smoke another cigarette, it's going to kill you. You tend to give it up quickly.
I gave up. Well, I gave up because I developed a blood condition called it's actually secondary polycythemia. I can't say the actual word of it. It's erythrocytosis or something. But it's secondary polycythemia, and one of the triggers of it is smoking, because when you smoke, it's called hypoxia, which means you're not getting enough oxygen in your lungs, and then your bone marrow thinks you're not getting enough oxygen, so it pumps out more blood cells, and it pumps out fat blood cells. I don't mean fat as in body fat. I mean engorged blood cells. What happens when you've got too much of that going through you? You can't breathe, you can't exercise, you can't sleep, you can't breathe. It's awful stuff, and they have to take a pint of blood off you every week to keep the blood cells down. So I gave up smoking. Sorted. And that was the thing that was causing it. So that's why I gave up, because I was a massive risk factor for having a stroke, basically, because of enlarged blood cells and everything like this. So, Mickey, do you get the pouches without the safety label? And Chico says, Mickey, can I send you some BC, bud?
I don't even know what BC is.
Birth control. That's that.
And yet, no, I don't buy pouches without a safety label.
I don't smoke at all.
these have got, although they're in French and German, they do have the sticker on them.
And when I did smoke, I used to look for patches that said, "Warning: smoking may harm your unborn child."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Because I was never going to get pregnant.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I used to, you know what? I used to love smoking cannabis, but I'm so glad I gave it up when I gave up. I'm so glad I gave it up. Now, looking back, and I'm not one of these born anti-smokers. I don't care if people smoke. I mean, I do insist that Mickey doesn't smoke on the stream. That's the only thing I do insist. But I'm not a born again anti-smoker. But I'm so glad that I stopped smoking. Why do we need a? I'm so glad that I stopped smoking because cannabis, because I smoked it for maybe 40 years non-stop, and I didn't realise how much it stupefied me until a good few months after I stopped smoking it. Just thought I'd throw that out to you there. And when I was smoking it, I didn't realise, and nobody would convince me of how much it was stupefying me. It was only when I stopped I realised just how much. Sorry, Tracy, go on.
No, Steve, I was going to say, Chico raises a good point. Can you, we don't need it yet, but can you write it down that a possibility of an anon PO box?
Why?
If people want to send us stuff.
They want to send us illegal stuff?
No, I don't mean illegal stuff. I just mean generally. I'm just saying Chico raises a good point generally.
Put your Amazon wish list up.
Well, I haven't got one at the moment.
No, we won't be doing a PO box. Because that's too open to abuse, I'm afraid. And unfortunately, in this country, if somebody should send something illegal through the post to us, and we go to pick it up, it's us that get arrested for it.
Okay, no, that point taken.
So no, you know, if you want to buy something off our Amazon wish lists. Yeah.
Yeah, no, cool, absolutely.
So,
it was just
have you got an Amazon wish list, Tracy?
I haven't got one at the moment, but it's something that is you know what, I've got my list of to do.
Yeah.
Amazon, because it's come out to Christmas now, and I have to have an Amazon wish list anyway. But
I'm not for 1 minute suggesting, Chico Chew, that you would send illegal stuff, but other people will. That's the problem. That's the problem. Oh.
It is open to abuse, so it just. And also,
it is open to abuse.
No. All right, I'll pull back on that one. It was just. I'm glad I mentioned it.
I don't want to be inundated with ball gags, thanks.
No, you're trying to get rid of them. 6 minutes away from singing the national anthem. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Did you notice if you watched? Oh no, I don't know if you watched the service. There was one point, I can't remember if it was the afternoon service or the morning service, where they were singing "God Save the," and it sounded like half of them were singing "God Save the Queen" and half of them were saying "God Save the King." Really weird. It's like they weren't sure.
In the morning service, it was the King.
It was the afternoon one.
I don't know if you noticed. But they actually sang the second verse as well.
They all had to open their books and read.
To read it, because I haven't got a clue what the second verse is.
I haven't.
By the time the first one is, I'm fed up with the fucking thing. It's like a dirge.
I think it was the very last one that they sung as the Queen was going down in the coffin, and I was.
She was what?
Going down.
She's going down on Philip, apparently.
Yeah, she was going down on Philip, was she? Okay. Not very respectful, Tracy.
It wasn't me that was going down on him. But yes, when you listened and you were thinking, right, let's listen for King, it sounded like King, and when you listened for Queen, it sounded like Queen. So it sounded like the congregation wasn't sure whether to be singing "God Save the Queen" because she was going in her coffin, or "God Save the King" because he was standing there, and so it was a bit strange. Listen to that.
It should have been written in the order of service.
Should have been, yeah. Yeah, best pal. And her.
I mean, like Steve said before, it'll probably be months. We'll still be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
but
we'll still be singing "God Save the Queen." It's just because that's all we know.
It's my No, we think there's something wrong with Charles, but it's only speculation. We think there's something wrong with Charles. It could be blood pressure, it could be many things, but I think he's. I don't think he's going to be on the. I don't think he's going to be on the throne for 70 years.
It's definitely some kind of water retention edema.
Well, fuck me, he'd be 140 if he was.
I think we think he's got some kind of medical problem. And I've actually seen his hands; they're not huge at all. He's actually not a tall man. He's only about 5'8", isn't he? Vicky?
Something like that.
Something like that. He's not that tall a man, but he has got something wrong with his fingers. Right. On that note, it is now 3 minutes to go. So I'm going to say goodbye to you all now, and I'm going to leave you with the other two.
Good night, guys. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We're back on Wednesday, all of us. See you then. Hope we have as much fun then as we did tonight. Vicky?
Night, people.
We've got a minute left. I thought you were going to take a bit longer than that. I thought you were going to go into a proper goodbye, not this bye.
Well, I love our streamers. So I was so rudely interrupted. Good night, people. Stay safe. Keep your family safe.
That's it.
See you later. Bye.
Tracy's there. You've got a minute left. Come on, Tracy. I'm sure you can fill a minute.
That's it.
What shall I do? Once we get into the thing of saying goodbye, then it's like literally thank you so much. It's been a pleasure tonight. It's been a really good stream tonight. Thank you for interacting with us.
I've enjoyed the interaction from all the guys tonight.
Thank you for feeding us the lines that we can bounce off, because
that's it.
That's what makes us laugh, and that's what makes you laugh.
And that's why.
And I will sleep well, thank you, Chico, because my antihistamine's kicking in. I'm struggling to stay awake. It's promethazine. Oh, right. Okay, I'm going to run the goodbye screen now. So see you all Wednesday.
Bye, guys. Stay safe.